My dad's marrying his affair partner. Am I the asshole if I don't go to the wedding? This is OKOP, the home of the craziest stories on the internet. I'm Sam and John. Do you think OP would be the asshole if they don't go to their dad's wedding?
You know, the dad started the a-holery.
The a-holery.
By having the affair partner and then having the audacity to marry the affair partner.
He is the engine of the a-holery train.
Yes.
I think if OP does not want to be the caboose, they don't have to be.
Not the a-hole. That's what I'm saying. I'm throwing it down.
Let's see if that holds up under context. So Lucy Aria Rose says, when I was 17, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. 2 years later, she passed away. During these 2 years, my dad was not around much. He was always working and going on business trips.
Oh, business.
John, do you see a red flag? I don't want to see a red flag this early in the story.
2 sentences? Like, guys, we don't want to have to point to these hats. 2 sentences in. Please, no.
Damn. My aunt and grandma took care of my mom. 5 months after my mother's passing, my dad introduced me to his new girlfriend. I think you need, what was the rule? We made a month for every year of marriage.
Oh, yes.
Was that,
yeah.
The rule that we
so
made?
how that sounds like something we would say.
We would make an insane rule.
We're rolling
makes
with
no
it.
sense. Wait, how long were they married? At least 17 years. So like, come on, you got to wait at least 17 months.
Come
at
on,
least.
bro.
Come on.
Year and a half.
I was pissed. I yelled at him how quickly he moved on from my mom when they decided to tell me that they had been in a relationship for 3 years.
Wait.
Whoa.
So they're like, hey, I know you're mad, but don't worry. This has been going long before you even knew about it.
How does that? I mean, at least I'm being honest, but like, bruh, what are we doing?
That makes it so much worse.
It makes it so much worse.
Why would you? I would almost like, do you even come clean with that information at that
Because
point?
if this story revolved around, he just started dating 5 months later and OP's not attending the wedding, that's a different story. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know if you get, but they were dating for 3 years and
You
mom
are
was sick.
cheating on your dead mother. Like, I would be pretty pissed.
Terrible.
I would be pretty pissed.
Like a-hole Hall of Fame level terrible.
Okay, really quick to the audience and to you, John.
Yeah.
Is it a good move? All right. It's a bad move to cheat. Bad move to cheat,
Right.
obviously, right?
I'm like, what are you about to
Is
say?
it a good move to tell your daughter that you were cheating, to come clean about it? Do you think the truth is always warranted in cases like this? You're about to get canceled one way or the other.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, there's a pretty good argument there for like, you could tell the daughter and like destroy
any vestige of happiness that she had
left
of like what the marriage was.
Maybe you wait for a year and you sit her down and you're like, I wanted to tell you this like a year ago, but your mother's passing was fresh. I intentionally gave you a year to grieve, and I need to be honest with you. That's probably the right.
And by the way, happy birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm effing your babysitter.
So yeah, I would love to know what you guys think. Is it a good move to tell your kids that you had an affair always, even in this context? Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think. I'm sure it will be very easy to communicate this. My dad has been cheating on my mom while she was dying. Ouch.
Yep.
His business trips were to meet his affair partner.
What? I'm floored.
We saw it coming. I was so angry, I packed my stuff and left his house. I haven't spoken to him since that day. Which, understandable.
The most fair thing ever.
Currently, I'm 25. The only family I speak to is an aunt who helped me when I left my dad's house. A few days ago, my aunt called me, asked me how I was, and then asked me if I heard from dad. I said, why would I hear from him ever again? My aunt said, dad is getting married to his affair partner.
Ooh.
Come on.
And by going to his wedding, it would help us to mend our relationship. I said, why would I do that?
He's to me.
There was silence on the phone for a bit before my dad replied asking if that was what I felt about him.
No, he was on the line. Oh my God. Stop.
But why would the aunt be complicit in that? Like, this is like a...
Yeah. They parent trap.
We've seen the crazy family members that ride for the worst people.
That's the aunt that like helped her. The aunt knows all the context. I don't know why she would agree to have the dad be like, surprise, I'm here.
That's even more insane.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
I immediately cut the call when I heard his voice. I realized he was with my aunt when she made the call to me. She texted me back saying I was an ass for saying what I said, and my dad is crushed hearing that, and that I should move on by now. He wasn't supposed to be on the call in the first place.
Come on. He wasn't supposed to cheat on his dying wife. Okay? How about he's an asshole for that? Come on.
Yeah, John brings up some good points. I did not want to argue with someone who helped me, so I blocked her. Oh wait, I did not want to argue with someone who helped me, so I blocked her? I'm confused by that.
Yeah,
I did not want to argue with someone who helped me. Like, I guess because the aunt helped her when she was moving.
Like the violation of trust. She didn't want to
But like, I understand the first part. Hey, I don't want to argue with someone that helped me. I don't agree with her, so I'm just going to end the conversation. But blocking her feels like...
I think OP is just in a very emotional state right now, and is just like saying the dad is dead to her. Like maybe that's over the line, but I think she's just like in this raw emotional.
Do you feel like she's like, now the aunt is dead to me too? Like, because the blocking is pretty.
That's pretty strong. I mean,
strong.
like it could. We don't know.
I understand OP wanting to be mad.
We haven't gotten the no contact hammer yet, so it could just be like, I need to shut you up for a minute,
for a while, because you just did something so terrible to me, and let's not we're not talking.
I don't want you to call me again and give me the whoopsie doop.
Yeah, that makes total sense. That makes total sense. Over the next 2 days, I got sent a wedding invitation to my mailbox. The only person in the family who knew my address was my aunt, and she gave my number to various members of the family. I am being bombarded with calls and texts from dad, uncle, cousins, aunts, saying I should give him a chance and to come to the wedding. Dude, that's such not a nice move from the aunt.
What is going on?
Obviously, OP didn't want to be contacted, and the aunt is like totally breaching that trust.
1,000%.
Some calling me names for saying what I said. I got a text from the affair partner saying my dad is thinking of postponing the wedding and I should just talk to him.
You cannot reach out to her right now. That's not the move.
For context, the affair partner was a friend of my mom and knew she had cancer. I actually did hear that like when a partner has cancer or when they're pregnant is the most likely time when cheating goes on. Right, like, can you look that up and tell me if that's true?
Can we fact check?
Yeah. I don't want to have a relationship with dad or her. They are trying to force it. It got quiet after that, but being told by so many people from my dad's side I am an ass did leave me conflicted, but I am sticking to my guns. So, am I the ass? And there are some relevant comments, but before we dive into those, John, what do you think? Is OP the ass for, one, cutting off contact of dad?
Yep.
2, saying dad is dead to them.
Yep.
3, blocking the aunt. And then 4, I guess like
not going to
not going to the wedding.
Yeah.
So those are like on. So we have 4 counts.
4. Am I the a-holes?
Are you the a-hole?
Starting at number 1, which was for which was for cutting off the dad, right?
Yeah.
Not at all. Like the OP needs some space. Honestly, I think it's a smart move because, like, again, I feel like OP's just in a really raw emotional state, and maybe they're like, I don't want to say anything else out of turn or deal with it. Totally not the a-hole for that.
Which is why she probably wasn't talking to her dad, because she knew she would have said something that would have like really hurt him.
Yes.
Like what she said on the call.
Exactly. And then 2,
unknowingly.
And you know what? Actually, I was debating on number 2. I was like, number 2 is the one. If you're going to make an argument for one of those 4 of OP being the a-hole, number 2 would be the one to do it, which is saying that the dad is dead to her. She didn't say that to him. No. She said that to the aunt, not knowing that the dad was on the line.
Yeah. So, in response to being like, oh, you should reach out to him, or why aren't you going to go to the wedding? And she was probably she's like, maybe some hyperbole is being used, but like, why would I talk to him? Like, he did such a wrong thing that I'm never talking to him again.
That's how I'm interpreting it. And so the fact, like, You could make more of an argument if it was directly to the dad's face, but it wasn't. So not the a-hole on that. Number 3,
cutting off
the aunt. Yeah, blocking the aunt.
Blocking the aunt. Yeah.
Blocking the aunt, totally warranted because, again, same thing. Don't want to deal with it. Don't want to say anything out of, like, I just need space. I don't want to, blow up at you. I need time, 1,000,000%. And finally, for not going to the wedding, absolutely not. I mean, like, the way it's crazy how rushed this was. It was like, mom dies. A few months later, hey, I've been dating this woman, not just for the 5 months. Surprise. Been cheating on her, on your mom for like almost 3 years.
That makes it so much worse.
And then we're getting married.
Yeah.
Like, just what an insane whiplash after this horrendous grieving not just the grieving process, but the process of losing your mom. I mean, just unimaginable of the dad to do this.
Yeah.
Unimaginable.
I agree. I think not the a-hole on all counts, but Riley, really quick, do we have any updates on when cheating most likely takes place in relationships?
So it says like 1 in every 10 men cheat on their wives while they're pregnant.
Right. So for like fathers to be
insane.
That's crazy.
10% of fathers to be cheat on their pregnant wives.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's an insane stat.
How about like with like sickness?
Yeah, I don't think they've done a lot of case studies with that one yet.
Did ChatGPT say anything?
I didn't ask chat, but it says here in an article that like people that have cancer, it puts a lot of stress on their relationship and they're more likely to leave. But I think they leave because they found someone else or like stuff like that.
All right. Well, while Riley's asking ChatGPT the world's questions, let's get into some relevant comments. So your aunt violated your trust and the rest of your family needs to be cut off too. Yeah. So this is OP responding. Yeah, I have blocked 39 numbers.
Whoa.
But what my aunt did really made me sad. I genuinely thought she cared for me, which I think she still does in her own way.
Yeah.
But the way that she's showing it is very
bad.
warped and I think disrespectful and like hurtful to you.
Yes. So hurtful.
And then another commenter says, it feels like there is a catch here for them to want to reach out to you and not years ago. And then OP replies, actually, I thought about this too. And I think you might be right because I got some texts like, it's a son's duty to take care of his father and your future kids would want their grandfather in their life. So I think it's like they want grandkids kind of deal. And then on safety, OP says, thank you. I am in the process of changing my number and updating contacts. As for where I live, it's a pretty secure apartment. You can only come in after me or someone buzzes you in. Then you have to write down your name with security and the elevator works with a key fob only. I am hoping that I don't have to move, but keeping my options open if it escalates.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I feel like it's, as far as I can see from what's in the story, it doesn't feel like it's at that point yet.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's some context we're missing of like the craziness of her family or something. I don't know. Because maybe that's why she blocked all of them.
Yeah.
Is because she's like, this whole group is absolutely insane. I'm just not even going to give you the chance.
Yeah. But there is a big update and a mini update. I'll hit the mini update first. I sent a text to all 39 numbers who called or texted me detailing what dad did and blocked all of them. I don't care for their responses. And let's get into this big, thick, juicy update.
Let's do it.
But before we jump in, John, any conspiracies about what you think will happen?
Put it on. Put it on.
So we're getting little inklings of, do I think that the family is going to storm the Capitol of Opie's apartment? Maybe not, but that's conspiracy for you. But it's sounding like maybe the family is just so wild that one of them might like try calling and then like show up at OP's apartment. It's like, why aren't you answering me? You need to connect with your dad so your grandkids can know him.
I also theorize that someone from OP's family is going to show up in person. Like, I'm almost certain.
The aunt.
The aunt
totally could. I mean, she seems to be the most like...
Possibly the dad. Because the aunt might share
that is the most
where OP lives.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's do it.
Let's get back to reality. So this is a month later. So hello, first, I want to thank you all who commented on the first post and all who messaged me. It really helped stick with my decision to not go to the wedding. I wanted to update earlier, but it's been pretty hectic with work. So after many texts and calls from multiple family members, I sent a text to all the numbers detailing what dad did and why I chose to be no contact with him. I then blocked all the numbers. I have changed my number but kept the old number in a separate phone to collect evidence if they start to harass me from random numbers, but luckily nothing happened and I thought that was that.
Okay.
A week or so after that, my aunt's fiance came to my apartment.
Stop! What stake do you have in this?
Yeah, we didn't see that coming.
Yeah, truly.
He knows what time I get off work and was waiting for me in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
That is wild. I was apprehensive, but he assured me he only wanted to talk. And according to him, the text I sent has caused a shitstorm in that family.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Basically just like let off a bomb in 39
and walked
text
away.
messages and walked away without looking like cool guys don't look at explosions.
Editors put explosions behind us.
I'm not looking.
I did that.
He told me that some of the cousins who did not know what happened in the past started to question dad and the affair partner, and they started to get defensive and deny it, but someone revealed that it was true.
Mm-hmm.
This has caused a massive argument within the family, with some cousins pulling out of the wedding. Dad wanted to postpone the wedding so he can talk to me, but the affair partner threatened to leave him if he did that.
Such a healthy relationship.
Wait. Oh, wow. So the affair partner is basically like gatekeeping the dad and OP's relationship, which, I mean, OP doesn't want a relationship with the dad, but the fact that the affair partner is doing that is incredibly toxic.
Yeah, she's like, yo, forget about your son. This is us.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have this wedding. Like,
I'm your son now.
Yeah. Like, she tried. She was like, I could totally see. Really quick, I could totally see their conversation going like, I really want my daughter there. And she's like, you know what? Okay, I'll give it a shot. Or I really want my son there. And then the affair partner's like, okay, I'll give it a shot. But really in her mind the whole time, she's like, I don't care if this works or not. I'm going to just get him to marry me or just give him this ultimatum.
Yeah.
I think that was the affair partner's plan the whole time. Because if she's willing to cheat on her dying friend's husband, what's she going to care about the son for?
Yeah.
There we go.
I also now wonder if the affair partner is after some kind of monetary incentive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because I want to know how old he is, and I also want to know like how much money he's got.
And
Facts.
also, like, sometimes if you work at like a large company, you have to get life insurance. And could there be a large life insurance payout?
Are we going into true crime territory? is this a fair partner here? A murderer?
I did not think there was a murder.
Because
No.
they were together while the wife had cancer, and low key, the affair partner could have given OP's mom cancer.
Okay, we're going
we're too far. Let's reel it back in.
Let's reel it in. But I do think that the fact that it's almost a deal breaker for OP's dad to talk to OP for the affair partner, that's like, oh, then like we're breaking it off.
Yeah.
I think that shows that there's maybe some incentives that are misaligned here.
Totally. But in concert with your hat falling off, let's get back to reality and see what happens.
Let's get back to it. So the news of what dad and affair partner did also reached some of their friends who were at one point friends of my mom as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Here
it's a whole friend group. Because it's like the mom was friends with the affair partner.
Yep.
Some of them have also pulled out the wedding, and this caused the affair partner to have a breakdown and started banning anyone who brings it up. Family members included from the wedding. According to aunt's fiance, she is blaming this all on me and says I did this intentionally. I laughed at that. I mean, like, I mean, technically.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, I'm like, yes.
I mean,
but like,
yes, but like you were the one who cheated
you did the
on
wrong
someone
thing.
who was dying.
She spreaded the truth intentionally.
God. Yeah. Sorry for being honest.
I laughed at that. The wedding is still somehow happening. I asked him about my aunt and how all this started, and he said all he knows is that there was a conversation of how bad the family would look if I wasn't at the wedding, and that my aunt offered to call me. He said that he disagreed, but she did it anyway. He said that he is only here because he felt I needed to know what happened. I thanked him, but said I will be going completely no contact with her, and by extension, him as well. He agreed, wished me well, and left.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie and say that I'm completely okay. OP, we understand.
Yep.
I miss my aunt. I miss my mom. But I know what I did was the right thing. I'm currently staying with my girlfriend, and she has been cheering me up by coming up with absurd ways to ruin the wedding. As a lot of you said, I should try therapy, and I'm going to take that advice. Some of the comments have made me realize that I have bottled up a lot of grief and anger. I am super nervous about it, but I also feel it'll do me good. So once again, thank you for all your comments and advice. Ciao. And there is one comment on the girlfriend's ideas. The very first idea she came up with was, let's go to the landfill, catch some rats, then release them at the wedding. I got progressively worse from there. Obviously, this is just for fun. I have no intention of going anywhere near that wedding, but reading some of the ideas here is giving me a good laugh.
Oh.
And that is all.
Wow. Well-deserved laugh. Like, my goodness, OP.
Yeah, OP needs it, dude. OP needs it. And it really feels like there are situations where I feel on Reddit where everyone's like, go no contact, and it feels like undeserved. I feel like this feels fairly deserved.
100%. Like at a bare minimum, just for the time being, because like OP was saying, like they let off the bomb, and honestly, good. Mm-hmm. Like you effed up, Dad.
Yeah.
And like Dad was just trying to skate by with no consequences. That's probably why he was rushing the wedding so quick. It's like, let me just like blitzkrieg you with all of this stuff, and you're so like
discombobulated
like you
have
just
time
go
to
with
process.
it,
yeah,
you know. And OP was like, no, I'm not standing for that at all. And like, I love the fact, like the nuclear revenge, perfect. Like,
yeah, I think OP kind of did everything right.
Yeah.
Because the only reason that OP said he texted all those 39 people like that like this is what's actually happening is because they were harassing him.
Yes.
And he just wanted it to stop.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously there is a move where you can just like leave it be and walk away, of course, but it's like, I don't know.
But not with all the harassment. I don't know.
No. Not with all harassment. Not at all. I was saying like if the harassment hadn't have happened, one could argue it's like, hey, just walk away, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I just hate the idea of the dad getting away with this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yo, you did something wrong. You're gonna face the repercussions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like you messed up. You have to deal with that.
Yeah, I'm actually curious what y'all would do in this situation.
Yes.
Would you walk away, no explosions, or would you throw 39 bombs and then just walk away? Which one would you do? I would love to know your reasons and why. John, which one would you do? I feel like I know what you would do.
I would walk away. It's just like, I want to get out of the chaos. I would be like, I think I would say like, no, I'm not attending the wedding. Like, you know, but I would be like, I just need time to process and be away and like get away from all this BS. Yeah. Like, that's what I would need.
Okay. Here's a hard, very difficult question.
Oh boy.
If you were OP and you found out that your dad was cheating on your mom, and your mom was still alive, but in her like final weeks, would you tell your mom that your dad was cheating?
Honestly, probably not. Because at that point, like, it would hurt the mom so much in a stage of pain and hurt already that it's like, it's not worth
Yeah.
it's not worth the mom's house. Now, going back at the dad in some other ways, 100%. But to ruin the mom's happiness in that moment, probably. Actually, okay, story time.
Ooh.
My grandparents literally and this is apparently a common thing. I didn't know this until this happened, but my grandparents literally passed away within days of each other, like less than a week. And it's like very common with older couples. Like it's kind of crazy.
So cute.
Yeah. Yes. I see what you're saying. I love it. So your grandparents dying is adorable. I love their death.
Is that not cute?
It is cute. It is cute. It is
That's kind of cute.
Yes.
Like I feel like Riley's ideal way to go is within days of his wife.
You're so right.
It's such a big
It's like
proteinism.
barometer for cuteness.
Yeah.
It's like, if Riley wants that in his life, it's probably
It
cute.
is cute, 100%. But so I think my grandfather passed away first, and then my family was like, my grandmother passed away first, and then for my grandfather who had insane dementia at this time, they're like, it's not worth it because we'll tell him, and then he'll forget in like an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%. Like,
So you wouldn't even tell, like you wouldn't tell him.
no, we didn't.
You didn't
And then
tell
he
him.
passed away a few days later.
Wow.
So that was like a different scenario, obviously, but kind of similar. And like, do you go and like break this person's spirit who's literally at death's door? And my family's decision, I was like, I wasn't part of the decision at that. I was like 19. But yeah, all the adults were like, yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Wow. Like a few episodes back, we got chewed out a little bit for saying not my monkey, not your monkey, not your circus.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
to not tell the cheating. Yeah.
We were like, oh, like if you're not involved,
Right. Don't.
does it make sense to like,
Right.
and people were saying, oh, like she was friends with them, but she wasn't really friends with that person at the point.
These are two very different scenarios.
Yeah,
Like,
these are two very
this
different
one,
scenarios.
Like, will break someone's spirit at death's door. I think that's definitely a very different scenario where it's like, do you want to ruin the person's happiness?
What would you do? Put your answers in the comments below. But John, you know what I want to beat directly below?
What?
You reading me this next story.
Let's do it.
Poop it in my mouth.
This is Am I the A-hole for wearing a white dress to a wedding after being specifically requested to by the bride? And this is OKOP, home of the craziest true stories on earth. I'm John and Riley. What do we think? I mean, can you be the a-hole after you did the thing the person asked you to do?
Yeah.
Are you the a-hole?
There are some things that if you're giving permission to do, you should never do it. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Nothing.
But yeah, no, you never do that.
You just
You're in the wrong. Should have been better.
should have been better and just ignored her when she asked her to.
You never wear white to a wedding unless you are the bride.
Right. So ignore the bride. Like, even though she's like, yeah, you got the conflicting what the bride wants you to do and what you know not to do. That's tough. But you
It's
know
your
what?
fault for listening to her.
Riley's full bore. I'm going to say no because she asked you to. So we'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. This comes from Cicada Potential 6437. They say, OMG, my head is such a jumble right now. Let me try to make sense of all of this. When I, 26 female, was 5, we moved and our next door neighbors had a girl my age named Bella, 27 female. We immediately connected and grew up thick as thieves, aka the best of friends. Is that a Southern?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
Southern,
like
right?
it.
Yeah,
Because thieves.
I think so. I think it's thieves. Let us know in the comments if we're wrong, but pretty sure that's a Southern thing. And our families were also very close.
Nice.
I moved a couple of hours away for college while Bella stayed home. She would come visit me frequently, stay with me, and we had great times.
Sisters.
Sister friends. Gotta love it. Better than sister wives.
That is so true.
Riley's like, or
no, I feel like sister wives want to kill each other, but sister friends are like
that could get messy.
sharing the same man, and that man's an idiot.
Dude, that could get messy. Get
Get out of here.
I met Barrett, 26 male now, in econ class sophomore year and realized that we had a lot of friends in common. He was smart and attractive guy, so we ended up hooking up a few times after study sessions.
Word.
Hell yeah.
Biology.
Ooh.
Study Studying biology.
Studying that anatomy, baby. It was fun, but there wasn't any really long-term chemistry, so we remained friends. We never even talked about dating. We weren't close after that, but we were on group text threads together and saw each other frequently at parties. I introduced Bella to Barrett at a party senior year, and it was love at first sight for her. She interrogated me about him, and I informed her of our history. She seemed pretty upset by the fact that we had hooked up, but I assured her that there was absolutely nothing romantic there, that she had my blessing to pursue him. What do we think, Riley? Good plan or not good plan? They just hooked up a few times, like not even a romantic date, basically. But
it was pretty physical.
Yeah.
Like they've seen each other. They've seen each other's genitals.
that's true. That's true.
How can you look at a friend and know like, oh, I know how big your whatnot is? Like if I saw John's whatnot, he has like a really big shoe. So I would be intimidated just like walking around knowing that monster is inside of his pants.
Oh my God.
If or maybe not. And I'd be disappointed because it was just, he has big feet for no reason. But yeah, if I saw someone else naked and I tried to be their friend, it'd be awkward for them, not for me. Because I'm never.
Yeah, I feel like it really depends on or one thing it depends on is like, what was the hookup like?
Yeah.
There's people
Was
that
it doggy style? Or just
I'm
missionary?
dead. I'm so dead. Was it just plain Jane missionary?
Yeah.
Like there's people that I've hooked up with that I forgot that I ever hooked up with them. So
what?
Yeah,
You can do that?
Yes.
Sound like a virgin over here. God.
I'm so
Oh,
dead.
man.
I'm so freaking
I have
dead,
had
bro.
before. Believe me.
Yes. Just don't ask how many times. I'm just kidding.
Don't ask me how many times.
I'm just kidding.
You'll be disappointed. You think of a number in your head and divide that by 2 and then -1. And you might be right.
I love it. And you might just be right. Don't go and guess in the comments below. Don't do that.
Oh God.
But I'm going to say, I don't know. To me, it seems like OP's very like, I didn't really care, and it was like kind of a whatever thing. Still, obviously, not like if it was like nothing had ever happened, obviously that's the ideal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Seems doable. We will see.
If you could be chill about it, yeah.
Yeah. Which.
But it will be hard knowing you saw each other naked.
That's true. And I was going to say like, I think they're in college right now. So I was like, they're in college. It was like pretty fleeting and meaningless. But then also in college, you're young and stupid. So you got two. It's hard to say. But again, OP had given the blessing to pursue him. She did. And after a few months, they started officially dating. She was over the moon and I was happy. She was happy. I graduated and accepted a job 6 hours away from home. Shortly afterwards, Bella and Barrett ended up moving in together in my hometown. I visited them frequently at first, but life got so busy, we ended up seeing each other annually at holidays.
Seemed like they have a good relationship.
Yeah, I mean that it happens, if you move away, it's tough. But last Christmas, my family hosted a Christmas Eve party with our two families where Barrett proposed to Bella.
Whoa,
Hey.
Christmas party.
There we go.
Have you ever had a family member propose to someone at Christmas around that time?
Because I actually do have a family Christmas Eve party every year.
I've had someone propose on Christmas in my family.
That's really dope, actually.
Yeah, in front of everyone, like 40 people just right there.
Honestly, was it like good?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it wasn't like at a wedding where it's like you're stealing the shine.
No.
It's like, honestly, that's like the perfect time because everyone's here, everyone's like happy and holly and merry. And it's like another great thing that's honestly great. I propose.
Wait, are you going to do it
Christmas.
Are you going to do it in private or are you going to do it like in public?
I don't know.
I'll probably do it in private.
Probably private. Yeah,
because like it feels like
private.
I'm forcing her to say yes in public.
Yeah, that's true. But you should always
Unless I'm like, I want to marry her and I'm not sure, I'm going to do it in public.
always get the time and place of the proposal as the surprise, but the communication about it can happen beforehand.
What if you're spontaneous, dude? What if I already got it on me? I'm just ready.
We got that thing on you.
Yep, like boom, it could be anybody.
That you know what?
You never know.
You could, bro. What if we did proposing to our YouTube subscribers and we just find our YouTube subscribers and you propose to them?
Oh, God.
Guys, would you like that? Would you like Riley just like pulling up? You're just like at a Taco Bell and then Riley's like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh my God, it's Riley. And you're like, will you marry me? And they're like, yes. And then you get like 10 women to marry you in a day.
That sounds like a headache.
It sounds like a great video.
Oh man, 10 women?
Guys, comment below if you want to see that video. And I'm talking like an IRL. If you saw the doing edibles with nail extensions video, you know what the IRL type of video we're talking about. Kind of like a documentary vlog esque type vibe. But anyways, let me know if you want that. Let's get a lot of comments in there so we can convince Riley to do it. Yay! Okay. Now, so back, we just had the proposal. It was a heartfelt proposal, and everybody was thrilled for them. Bella wanted to talk about nothing but wedding planning that holiday, and we had a ton of fun brainstorming ideas together.
Aww.
There were no signs of what was to come. We've been so happy. We've been
so
literally
great.
nothing but amazing news so far.
Yeah.
Like, she introduced them, they're getting proposed, everything is great.
Big happy.
But no, that's not what happens here. That's not what happens. Over the next few months, I expected to be formally asked to be Bella's maid of honor. She had mentioned this over the holidays, but the ask never came. She started screening my calls. Finally, I received a save the date in the mail and still hadn't heard from her about whether I was in the wedding, so I got her on the phone and I asked her. She told me she had thought it through and didn't think that I should be in the wedding at all because I lived so far away.
Wait.
Really?
No matter how far away, doesn't
that's
matter.
Whack. That's super whack.
That's crazy.
That's super whack.
That's fishy.
Because planning, you can do, I'm sorry, like you can get, obviously it's not going to be as 100% as good if you're there in person, but 90%. I'm sorry, 90% of like the, effectiveness or whatever, and you absolutely can get the job done. And then there's the rehearsal.
Yeah.
So,
and you guys are like sister friends. She's going to fly out no matter where you are.
So what are we
To make
talking
time.
about? What are we talking about? She thought it would make coordinating bridal events too difficult. She was making her cousin, who she doesn't even like, her maid of honor. Why? I'm hold on.
Uh-oh.
Riley, put on the good old cap, the conspiracy theory tinfoil hat. My conspiracy theory is that maybe Barrett is getting in her head and brainwashing her that like, oh no, you don't need OP. Like OP shouldn't be at the wedding, this, that, and the third. And we should just remove her, or just remove her from she hasn't been kicked out of the wedding yet, just not in the bridal party. She's not involved in the ceremony, right? If that's the right way of saying.
But she said she doesn't want her at the wedding at all.
Oh yeah. Wait.
She didn't think I should be in the wedding at all because I live so far away.
I wonder, is it in the wedding, like participating in the ceremony, or like,
oh, I see.
the wedding? Yeah, that's
at or in the wedding. Dang.
Yeah.
But if they're that much of friends, she should be in the wedding. Like, she helped her plan it right after she got proposed. Like,
dude, like it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's really not.
I don't like this. I think he is plotting. I am with you on this. He's in the scenes, plotting.
Yeah.
Saying all the things.
Well, let's get back to reality. Oops. There goes gravity. I was pretty hurt by this. I was her closest and oldest friend. I introduced her to her fiance and was friends with him too. That's another great point.
Come on.
Another great point.
You always have to pay respects to the people that introduce people.
The wedding toast, fire. I introduced you guys. That's literally, the setup is perfect. I told her that I could get the time off work, would buy plane tickets, whatever was required of me to participate. That I didn't think it was going to be as challenging as she thought. She shrugged this off.
Interesting.
Instead, she directed the conversation to whether I was going to be bringing someone to the wedding. Okay, so she is for sure still going, just not participating in the ceremony.
Do the maid of honors have a big role in pre-planning the wedding?
I think they oftentimes can.
Okay. That's the only reason I could see like why she's making a fuss out of this.
Yeah, but even still, it's like, honestly, maybe other than seeing a venue, but are they really helping you get the venue? Like,
yeah,
I doubt it. I was a little confused by this question because I just had a bad breakup and she knew all about what went down. I told her that since I wasn't seeing anybody currently, that I would be attending solo. She told me that she would keep my +1 open until the last possible minute and encouraged me to try to find a date so I wouldn't be lonely.
What? That's weird.
I don't understand. I thought it was a nice gesture, but reassured her that with my family present and tons of mutual friends from college and our hometown, that I would be fine.
Yeah.
The next few months passed without much incident. I didn't hear a ton from Bella. I probably could have reached out more, but I was still stinging a bit from not being asked to be in her wedding party. I also saw on social media that she had an engagement party that she had not told me about or invited me to.
Dang.
That's bad.
So sad.
That's tough. This also hurt, but I didn't say anything. I figured we were just growing apart. It happens. Then, 6 weeks prior to the wedding, I got a call from Bella. She told me that one of her bridesmaids had dropped out and that she was hoping I could fill in.
What? So you were on the bench this whole time?
Really? She benched you.
Oh my
And now she's trying to put you in when no one else will step up to the plate. So what do? What do we do, Riley? Do we say yes? We wanted to be in it, but she not only kicked us out of the wedding party, she also didn't even tell us about, let alone invite us us to the bridal shower.
I'm thinking of a friend right now. If they asked me to do it, I'd be like, yeah, I'm down. And I don't know anything happened in the background, I'd be like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'd probably be
like if Justin, our friend
Yeah.
Justin,
Yes.
he asked you or Sam, like, hey, my guys just ran out. Can you fill in? You'd be like, yeah,
me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, of course. Yeah.
exactly. That's kind of how I feel
Yeah.
about the scenario. But you weren't like super close with Justin. Dang, I can't think of a good think of someone good. Like if Rex, perhaps? Rex.
Yeah.
Rex was like, I might be one of his groomsmen, but he's like, oh, dude, one of them dropped out. Can you fill in? I'd be like, dude, I'd be there.
Yes. Even if he told you you're going to be a groomsman and then didn't make you a groomsman and then subbed you in later.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, damn.
I feel like I would
understand.
take it too. Yeah. This is like a lifelong friend. So that's tough. I wouldn't be going to any of the events as those were already booked, but I would be in the wedding party. So I was thrilled and relieved and accepted immediately. Okay, so it seems like
Yeah.
OP's like, cool, like great. She told me that she was going to do a reverse color palette for the bridal party where all of the bridesmaids and groomsmen were wearing white and she and the groom were wearing black. That didn't seem that strange. Bella had always liked to stand out and has unconventional taste.
What?
She apologized.
Wait. No. I'm not buying that.
Really?
A wedding dress being black. I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Black one. Let's see.
Okay. The only way you could ever have a black wedding dress. Oh, these are cute.
Yeah, that's kind of fire.
But like, this doesn't feel like a wedding though. This feels more like a funeral dance.
What's that show? Addams Family.
Yeah. Black wedding dresses mean. Saw that pop up.
Oh, interesting. Let's see.
Where a black wedding dress, while traditional white wedding dresses was meant to symbolize innocence, a black wedding dress depicts elegance, power, mystery, and individuality.
I mean,
Okay.
it low-key does, you know.
And if that's your friend that
little bit of some gothy emo-ish vibes, and then it's like, hey, I'm doing something different. You know,
Yeah.
I'm doing the exact opposite of everyone. I'm not just wearing not a white dress. I'm wearing a black dress, the opposite of what everyone is doing. So yeah, maybe throw one of those in there for the for
not
the editor.
not buying it.
Not buying it.
Not buying it, but
All right.
All right, reverse, you're on board. Go on.
Cool. She apologized for the late notice and asked if we can find a white dress in time. I had a white slip dress already that would work and sent her a picture of it on the call to see if it would work. She verbally approved it and tagged it with a thumbs up on the text chain. This will be important later.
Dude, honestly, I'd be like, hey, can you send what the other girls are wearing? Because I would like to reference.
Yeah, that is a great point. I also, I have a feeling like she's going to maybe unthumbs it or something like that. You know, when you could do a thumb up on a message and remove it. The wedding was at noon, so we were supposed to meet and do hair and makeup at the venue at 8 a.m. I left my parents' house early and arrived in my sweats with my dress in a bag and greeted Bella and the other girls. We had fun, started drinking champagne and getting ready for the big day. About 2 hours prior to the ceremony, Bella had told everyone to get our dresses on so we could do some pictures. I grabbed my bag and went into the bathroom to change and tweak my makeup. When I re-entered the room, every last bridesmaid was in a blue dress. I was the only one in white. Why? Why? That's the question.
Whoa.
My stomach dropped. My mind raced back to the conversation I had had with Bella. She had said, white, right? I hadn't misheard her? No, I was certain. And she had called out the reverse color scheme. I had Googled it. No, this was a setup. Bella was in the middle of the room in a bathrobe and a resigned look on her face. She said to her cousin, I told you she was going to do something like this.
No.
Oh my God.
What the heck?
You are shitting me. That's insane.
What?
Insane. Oh my God. Her cousin approached me and asked what I was wearing. I mumbled that Bella had told me to wear white. Bella didn't even blink. She stared back and huffed out a laugh and said something about how, of course, I would have to make today all about me. The cousin started screaming at me, going off on me about how I was jealous, in love with Barrett, and how completely unhinged I was.
What the heck? Yo.
What is happening? Something
Whoa.
is okay. We gotta throw.
Oh my gosh. Get a red flag out. This is
Dude.
already past the red
All right,
flags.
you're right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Red flag. I mean, clear red flag of like she gaslit and planned this whole thing.
Yeah.
To destroy her. But also I gotta switch into boom, a tinfoil hat conspiracy mode. What do you think happened here?
Oh, like she planned it. She somehow
But why?
hates her. I don't know why she hates her. I mean, the hookup
The hookup
with Barrett.
You're right.
That's the only thing.
You're
That is so
absolutely right.
stupid. They hooked up a few times in college and she was fine with it, but she can't get over it.
Wow.
Why can't she get over it? Why is she doing this? What is going on?
That's why. I also think maybe Barrett has something
Oh,
to do with
100%.
this. I wonder, what if it's like Barrett keeps saying, oh man, you should really work out. Like I see OP like working out, kind of like dropping hints. And instead of appropriately taking her anger out on Barrett and being like, why would you say things like that? Why would you compliment her and do all these things, be a skis ball, and instead is directing her anger towards OP. Like the girls, like or just anyone, when someone cheats on you, you don't get mad at the partner that cheated. You get mad at the person who they cheated with. And it's like, yes, if they knew, but that
you're getting wrong at the wrong person.
Yeah, exactly. Like let's attack it at the source right here. But let's get back to reality. Honestly, I froze in that moment. I was so spun around about how fast everything went from great to crap. I couldn't even find the words to defend myself. Eventually, I stammered out that I had another dress at my parents' house and I could go home and change. Bella said something like, I think we both know that this is the end of our friendship. I've given you too many chances. It's time for you to go.
What? She's just making up stuff right now. What do you mean too many chances? What chances?
I started to cry. I didn't know what was happening or what she was talking about, but I knew that whatever was going down was really bad. Finally, my legs started to work again and I fled. I left all of my things at the venue and just ran to my car and went home sobbing in the white dress.
Aww.
Oh my God. About half an hour later, my phone blew up. Texts from nearly everyone in my life telling me that I was bitter, that I was an expletive, that I needed to grow up and get over my jealousy, asking how I could do that to Bella.
Whoa. And now she's just telling the story to everyone.
I think given that she was called in, or that OP spread a lie that she was cheating with Barrett. Which once again, if that is the case, why isn't everyone blowing up Barrett's phone?
Yeah.
Like that is...
They don't know. They probably don't know about all this stuff. About like, she was like...
I'm again, we're still like, I'm theorizing.
Yeah.
But what if Bella spread this rumor that like, oh, they cheated? Or you know what? Maybe she spread a rumor that was like, she tried to get at Barrett. You know what I mean? Not that they were actually hooking up together, but OP came and was like, hey, Barrett, how you doing, baby? You want to get with me? Yeah. And Barrett was like, oh my gosh, no way. I got my woman. I got Bella. I don't need you. And that was the story. And scene. Emmy award-winning acting there, ladies and gentlemen.
Get John Fry.
Used to it. That's me,
That's
baby.
him.
Even my mother sent me a text telling me how disappointed she was at me and that we'd talk when they got home. Yeah, I totally think Bella spread some sort of rumor. 100%. I did what any rational person would do in that situation. Broke into my parents' liquor cabinet and got drunk. Yikes.
Never drink sad.
Yeah, that's not a great combo, I will admit. As a result, the conversation when my parents finally arrived home was somewhat confused. My dad wouldn't even look at me, and my mom and I kept talking past each other. She outright didn't believe that I had been told to wear a white dress, and I didn't understand why. Okay. I'm waiting to hear the rumor that was spread. If that's all this was about,
flip a table.
Yeah, low key. Then finally she said something like, because of everything else that happened. And I was like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? And she said, your ultimatums to Bella.
Whoa.
Called it.
Shh, Bella has been plotting.
Yes. Oh, plotting some dirty deeds.
All capitals.
All caps. The next few hours revealed the truth. Over the last several months, Bella had been building a fiction with nearly everyone in my life that I am mentally unstable and madly in love with Barrett. You like I'm eating my yawns?
Yeah,
nah, dude, nah. I'm trying to go to sleep.
Whatever.
It's all good. It's just I'm awake, but I yawn. I need so much oxygen. Like I have energy right now. I do have energy, but my fat noggin sucks on oxygen. Like
the yawning's helping. All right. I believe
No, I hate yawning. I want to take my yawns and
do you
throw
like
them on the ground.
Sneeze?
No.
Some people like this sneezing sensation.
It's cool. I'd give it a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. Yeah. Sometimes it's relieving. Fair enough. Not as relieving as what's happening to OP right now.
That's true. Okay, go on. Sorry.
It's all good. She had concocted a web of outlandish tales and systematically poisoned my family and friends against me. Wow. My boyfriend apparently dumped me because of my feelings for Barrett. Lie. he cheated and I dumped him.
So that's what Bella said. But the real truth
You're
is,
like, no, it's true.
Oh,
my
dang.
gosh, they almost got Riley. I told Bella that she needs to. I told Bella, and again, I think this is the fake.
Oh,
story.
I see.
Yeah, I told Bella that she needs to choose between me and Barrett. Never happened. I told Bella that I couldn't be in the wedding party because I couldn't support her marriage, given that Barrett was meant for me. Lie. I had a major meltdown before the engagement party, and that's why I wasn't on there. On and on. Lies on top of lies.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why didn't the parents call her? Check up on her if this is all they know.
That is such a great question.
Or were they just revealed this information? If they already knew, they should have called. If they just got revealed this information, totally makes sense.
For months to friends and family. So I think you're right. I think that the parents probably knew at least before that night at a bare minimum, maybe not months and months before. But yeah, it's like, why? Like, go and talk to your daughter earlier, It's crazy that no one said anything.
I know. I reached out, been like, hey, you good? Everything's all right?
Why are you
fake friends?
Fake friends. Gotta let them know when they're slipping, when they're lacking.
That's true.
In all of these stories, Bella has painted herself as the patient, long-suffering friend trying to deal with a friend clearly going through a tough time. She expressed understanding for my unrequited love for Barrett and empathized with how hard it must be for me to see her marry the love of my life, and had made great efforts to try to sustain our friendship despite how complicated the situation is. The lie has been going on so long, my mom literally did not believe me. Finally, I grabbed my phone and handed it to her and told her to go through my text messages with Bella, asking her to show me any evidence of any of that happening. It was when she was scrolling, reading through our messages, that she saw the picture of the white dress I had sent to Bella with her thumbs up on it.
Receipts.
The smoking thumb. Oh man, I had completely forgotten about it. Oh, that's great. So yeah, OP, I mean, because if someone thumbs up a message, you don't remember that months later. Yeah. Right. So like OP stumbled upon this amazing piece of evidence. This is great. The absence of any ultimatums or Barrett drama in our text and the picture of the improved dress flipped my mom. She finally believed me. She was horrified that she bought into a false narrative. She called my dad into the room and explained what was what. My dad isn't the type of person you want to piss off. I have one skill. What is it? Liam Neeson.
Oh.
Taken.
I thought you were going to do the Ratatouille thing, like, once killed a man with this thumb.
Oh. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare. People like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you and I will kill you. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is Opie's dad.
Fun fact, I did this monologue in 8th grade to audition for a theater play.
Really?
And
dude,
I did really bad. And I did another monologue. And my teacher was like, this monologue is 4 times better than the one you did at the audition.
That is so funny. It's also hilarious. An 8th grade Riley reading this like, I will find you and I will kill you.
That was me, dude. That was me. Yeah.
Dude, you and Opie's dad, dude, 2 peas in a pod right there. 2 peas in a pod.
You just killed that.
And me and Liam Neeson.
Dude, all of us. All 4 of us.
All just buds. Freaking buds, bro. Oh my God. We had to spend significant energy trying to calm him down so he didn't walk next door and rip the house from the foundation.
Ooh.
Let's go, daddy. My mom still says that I'm a bit of an asshole because I should have never assumed that I could wear white to someone's wedding.
Called it.
Okay.
Called it.
We're going to super quick pause right here. Everyone in the comments below. If somebody asks you to wear white to a wedding, are you the a-hole? I say no. They asked you. Are you kidding? Riley, I ask you, hey man, I'm parched. We've been recording long. I don't want to be a burden on you. It's down. Our fridge is downstairs. Could you run downstairs and grab me an ice cold glass of water? And you say, sure thing, man. You're my bud. I got you, man. Let me do this. You run downstairs. You get the nice, frothiest, iciest, coldest, most beautiful glass of water ever. I come and I slap that shit out of your hands. Get that out of my face. I don't want water. Why would you think that? That's exactly, yes.
No, that's not exactly
what this is. It is.
Let me tell you another scenario.
Fine. Go. Give me your stupid scenario.
I already pitched it to you earlier.
Okay, we won't go there,
But let's say it's a taboo not to wear a wedding dress.
it totally is a taboo
A white dress
to
to a
wear a
wedding.
white dress. You're totally right.
It's taboo though. That's
But if they tell you to do it and she says like, hey, I'm going to wear a black dress, so we're going to do this whole, I mean, that is very believable.
what else is one? It's sort of like if a baby tells you, hey, I want my room to be painted yellow. Do you paint it yellow whenever you know it's bad for babies?
Right. Like, Daddy, I want you to change my name to Spider-Man. And you're like, you're telling me that now, but you don't want to be called Spider-Man Jones your whole life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just
People who don't know what they want,
Yeah.
but then ask for it.
yeah, I'm not buying it. There was another metaphor I
a-hole.
pitched to him earlier, and he agrees with me on it. And he's just fighting me right now. But
I am still not there. If they explicitly ask for it,
what do you think? What do you guys think?
guys, you're gonna have to settle this because I will not give in. I will not give in. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Riley says is the a-hole.
Yeah.
You decide. You let us know.
I'm with the mom.
That I should have confirmed it with the other bridesmaids about what they were wearing. And that was part of my job as a member of the bridal party. Fine, I own that. No, I hate that, but whatever. We'll keep reading.
She knows she's wrong.
But it doesn't change the fact that I never meant to hurt Bella. And she has been setting me up for this epic fail for months. The next day, hungover on multiple levels, I sent screenshots of the call history with Bella and the photo of the approved dress to multiple people. Unfortunately, this is where my occupation works against me. I am a graphic designer. God. And people believe that I photoshopped the image. That's where we're headed because Photoshop has already ruined a lot. With AI, it's just going to be like, oh, you AI'd this image. You AI'd this image.
Dude, screen record your phone then, or do something where you're like,
AI.
hey.
Again, in the future, like you'll be able to tell like, hey, ChatGPT, create a video of my phone showing that I got a thumbs up text from Bella on the dress. AI will eventually be able to do that for us.
Yeah, but that's not now though. She could have her mom record her going through the screen or doing whatever. I
Again.
would do whatever possible to let people know I did not Photoshop this.
Make a photo of my mom. Like it'll happen. It'll
It
happen
will happen,
eventually.
but not now.
Not today, but we're on Photoshop. So Opie says, trust me, if I was going to Photoshop some proof of it, it would have been a hell of a lot more compelling than someone liking an image.
Word.
That's a good defense.
That's a good point.
That's a good defense. So pretty much nobody believes me except my mom, dad, and one of the other bridesmaids, one of Bella's friends from college that I don't know well. She was there during the dress incident and she found me on social media and DM'd me that she could tell from the stunned look on my face that I was telling the truth.
Aw.
That's cute. I'm glad she got some support there.
Yeah.
She said that Bella had a pretty bad case of COVID at the beginning of the year. And ever since that, she's changed as a person, becoming cruel and self-absorbed. What?
Yo, COVID did this to her.
What? Dude, what?
She got the COVID and became
What's
a horrible
happening?
person.
What's happening? What?
It changed her brain chemistry.
You know what?
It can do that to you. Brain fog, she still has it.
Dude, I'm sorry. What is happening right now? You know what?
I think COVID did change her in a way where she was stuck with Barrett for a long amount of times and was feeding off of his horrible personality.
Okay, Riley.
I'll give him that.
You're going to have to give me 60 seconds and it'll all pay off. I'm going to be right back.
Okay, he has something. Oh boy.
Look what you're making me do, Bella.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot.
Look what you're making me do. There's no way I can handle this sober.
Bro
okay?
got a cold one.
Cheers to you, monster. Okay, this is
Yeah, get a good sip. Yeah.
no free sponsors though. No labels.
No free sponsors.
It's the only way I can finish this story right now. This is too crazy.
This is crazy.
She said that the wedding events had been horrific and Bella was a monster and she was planning on going no contact now that it was done. Wow. That's pretty. I mean, it seems like Bella's showing her true character now.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. So that's 3 people out of hundreds who don't think I'm an a-hole. Everyone else does. My reputation destroyed. My life in tatters. I don't think I'm the a-hole, but I submit myself to Reddit's judgment. And y'all, we have some relevant comments coming up.
Oh wait, I am interested. If this were to happen to you, how do you have a comeback? Like people, they plotted against you, said you were this horrible person, and all your friends except for 3, which I'm one of them, and Naima, and hopefully Sam. You can maybe throw Sophia in there. Who knows about her? But you guys can. Us 3 are the only ones that believe you.
Yeah.
What do you say to the hundreds of others that you are not a horrible person?
What a great dude. Riley's producing today. What a great question. What What a great premise. I definitely would want to clear my name.
Yeah.
I don't think I would just sit down and throw my hands up, at least to the people that I care about. And I'm like, yo, this is not it. So we've already sent a text with the thumbs up emoji.
There's one simple solution.
What is it?
I want to hear yours, but there's one simple solution in my head.
I mean, it's hard because like you could share the whole text thread, but like that might be like overload. I don't know. What is your grand
You go
plan?
on TikTok.
Oh.
You confess. This is a Reddit story.
You're right.
Think of the virality. So what? You got hundreds of people that you know against you. Think of the millions that would be on your side and then harass those people for saying that you are a liar or that you are this horrible person.
You are totally right. Do a nice thick TikTok where you break down all the evidence and share all the points.
Do your makeup while you're doing it. People love that. You'll
That's
have
true.
millions of people on your side.
Then launch a career as a content creator. Wow.
That's the only solution here.
Wow. Then reach out to OKOP and be like, hey, OK Studios, I want to start a new show.
Yep.
And then we're like, fire, let's do it.
Let's run it up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the only solution here.
A++, Riley. Standing ovation. That's amazing. Well, we do have some relevant comments, so let's get into them. Did Barrett maybe say something about having feelings for you that you did not reciprocate? It's possible, I guess, but I'm not aware of any incidents. I think perhaps this has more to do with Bella's cousin putting poison in her ear about me than Barrett actually having feelings for me. But that is just a gut instinct. I don't actually know. And where's Barrett in all of this? Great question. You said he was your friend, so it seems odd that he would watch his bride attempt to ruin your life for the fun of it. The first time I saw him after last Christmas was at the rehearsal the night before the wedding. I gave him a hug and congratulated him and expressed how excited he must be, and we talked about my drive up and how some of our mutual friends' flights had been canceled. It was entirely benign. Bella was talking to somebody else, and I greeted her a bit later. I never saw him the day of the wedding because I didn't make it that far. I had no idea what he makes of all of this, but I have to imagine that he's been poisoned to believe that I'm some deranged stalker as well. I haven't reached out to him because I'm worried doing so will add fuel to Bella's narrative. If your parents were at the engagement party, why didn't you tell them you weren't invited? My parents were not at the engagement party. My understanding was that it was more of a friend's engagement party than a familial one, which that kind of low-key makes sense. It's kind of like you wouldn't invite your friends to the this is what the bridal shower, the what's the night, the bachelorette party, right? You're not inviting your freaking Meemaw over to
No, I'm not. Sorry,
going crazy. Woo!
You can't come.
But they did know it happened, and I do think they expected me to come home for it. There was a lot of miscommunication between my mom and I. My parents have pretty low emotional intelligence and are uncomfortable with emotions and drama, so they didn't pry too deeply. My mom asked questions like, so Bella told me a little bit about what's going on. Are you okay? And I would assume she was talking about my cheating ex, where my mom was actually talking about my unrequited love, quote unquote, for Barrett.
Interesting.
That's like a cartoon that they didn't like they're talking about two separate things. It was like, oh, wacky, what are the odds? We were actually talking about the other thing, but it all makes sense and we didn't find out. No, this is not Seinfeld, okay? This is real mother flipping life.
Yeah.
All right? Golly. Looking back, there was a few things my mom said that confused me, but I didn't seek clarity at the time, which I guess it can happen. Whatever. It's too much. It's too like sitcom-y to happen in real life for me. In response to more questions on that thread, so if they expect you to come home for it, why do they never ask you about your plans to attend and when you would be home? I wish I could answer your question, but I genuinely do not know the timelines from my end. I don't know what my parents knew when the party invites went out, when my parents were told by Bella that I couldn't handle going. All of this happened without me knowing about it, so I just don't know. Trust me, the fact that my parents thought all of this stuff was going on with me and didn't properly talk to me about it has been difficult to swallow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's like, yo, why didn't they tell me any of this before?
Yeah.
You know, another question from a commenter. Also, how is it that as you're getting ready at the venue, you never see her wedding dress or talk about the flipped colors for the wedding until it's time for the bridesmaids to get dressed? I was boxed out of all the other wedding events except for the rehearsal, which lasted about 30 minutes. I was never really put on group texts about the wedding, which I thought was owed to my last minute involvement. It is truly like a sitcom plot how because there were so many opportunities for it to be revealed of like Bella's evil plan, like accidentally slipping through the cracks, and it didn't.
Yeah.
My mind is blown. F you, Bella. This is crazy. Dresses were in garment bags and put on a rack. At one point, her bridal gown was removed from the room to be steamed. I don't think it was back yet when it all went down, which is why she was still in a robe, right? Because remember, she was in a robe.
She was waiting.
Yeah, dude. She was just like, my time has come. I won't waste my final form
It's like
on
a villain
you.
robe.
My understanding was that she wanted all of the photos of us helping her get dressed, which was why we were getting dressed first. Now I suspect the timing was intentional. Riley,
What?
I don't want to say it.
Say it.
I don't want to say it.
Say it.
You gotta give her a little game recognized game because Bella is great at being evil. She is amazing at pulling off a evil, twisted mastermind plan. I mean,
This was well thought out.
it worked flawlessly.
Yeah.
It really like
I could see all the steps that she placed and it went perfectly to plan.
to get there. And she really put all the pawns in all the right
Yeah.
places on the board. All the other friends, no one believes her. No one said anything about it until the piece de resistance, the climax of
Yeah.
her walking out with a white dress on.
Okay, if she did all this, the reason why should be as equally as impressive as the stunt she pulled.
Yes, which so far it's not at all.
Yeah.
I got COVID. What? Stop.
It's like you had fireworks at like your kindergarten presentation.
And that's why you're an asshole?
Yeah. Like Bella does like all this like, extravagant stuff for just a small reason. Makes no sense.
It's so, and did she execute it brilliantly? Gosh darn it. You gotta,
Yeah,
yes.
you got to give it to her. But
She
like
did execute that, but,
the reason why she did it is what I'm like.
and what she's doing.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I'll give it to you. She killed it.
She did execute it. Okay, I gotta give her that. You can't not, unfortunately. I was the only person who thought there was a flipped color palette, so I don't know why that would have come up in conversation. We talked about a lot of stuff, but wedding colors did not come up. Another comment, it seems like both you and your parents are poor communicators, dang.
Duh.
And Bella relied on you not reaching out to her or her parents, the other bridesmaids, or your parents to ask about wedding plans, which kind of my same thought.
Yeah, but she did wait till the last minute to ask her. Kind of a fluster, but it was
Yeah, you're
6
right.
weeks
You're right.
beforehand. That's enough time.
Even like a few days before, I feel like you could be like, oh, hey, did you get your white dress, to one of the other bridesmaids? And they'd be like, huh? Like there's still plenty of time, I think. Opie says, yeah, ... My relationship with my parents is ... Well, I think I need a whole additional Am I the A-hole post for that. It's complicated.
Nice. Oh, this update is huge.
Okay, here we go. Also, this is right below this. There is no judgment bot, but most comments were not the a-hole or just confused and asking for info. Okay, so it's not specifically talking about... No. It is specifically talking about the white dress.
Yeah.
Vindication!
She's not the a-hole?
Vindication! That's, I believe, what they're saying, what they're
The
voting on.
circumstances, she's not the a-hole, but for her wearing the right dress, she's not the a-hole, but she just should have known better.
No, she should not have, because she was told to wear a white dress. She was told.
I will die on this hill.
I will too. We'll die together, dude, hand in hand, locked, our eyes gazing deep into each other's souls as the sweet abyss takes us.
Damn, I really got a picture from that.
Right?
There's an image in my head and I can't get it out of it. Now it's just a poster on my wall.
Oh, yeah, we need to make that. Oh, do you guys want a OPOP? What am I saying? OKOP calendar.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier.
With maybe some fun shots of your boys and girls in it. Well, what? That sounded crazy. I mean, like some silly, like, woo, look at us, we're having fun.
Look at us. Yeah.
Yeah. That came out so wrong. But anyways, do you want a calendar like that? Because we threw out the idea when we were chatting today. And if you guys want it.
You guys also want some beanies?
Beanies? Riley's on
Fire.
beanies. You know what I'm on? Blankets.
Ooh.
I feel like, listen, y'all. You get a big, giant, fuzzy, freaking cozy blanket, and you're listening to, okay, come on. Dude. Dang. Anyways.
And a lot of you guys listen to us when you go to sleep. Why not be
That's true.
comforted in our name?
In our big blankets.
In our big blankets.
Listening to Riley's 10-hour Reddit stories video.
Yep, while you do that.
But let us know in the comments if that
appeals it to you.
piques your fancy at all.
Piques your fancy.
Maybe if we get like a booty ton of comments, we'll pick the first one and work on that.
Ooh.
Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. But, we have Riley.
What do we got?
A big old update, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude.
Let's get into it. January 16th, 2024, almost 2 months later.
Dude, that was like 7 days ago.
That was. I have gone back and forth about updating my post. If you read my update, hopefully you will understand why. For safety reasons, this will likely be my one and only update. Before I get started, I want to address a question a lot of commenters had about my parents. A lot of people are questioning why my mom would hear all that stuff about me and not check in on or comfort me.
Yeah.
Or confront me. It's because I'm an apostate.
A person who renounces a religious or political belief or principle.
So OP renounced? Yeah, renounced her religion.
Person who forsakes his religion, cause, party.
Right.
Oh.
It's someone who like forsakes and leaves a religion. Maybe like apostate.
She might, I don't know what religion she's a part of, but probably like Christianity or Mormon.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, who knows? Biblical. She says biblical. Yeah, dang. I would say Mormon. She was a Mormon.
Yeah, that's
what it's given.
I think that's a. Last year, I left my religion my parents raised me in, which Bella is still involved in, so she has superior credibility.
Interesting.
My politics also differ. From where my mom and dad sat, I was a sinner capable of any act of evil because I turned my back on biblical principles. Assume that the broader religious community in this town believes the same of me. Despite this, I have a relationship with my parents. I'm an only child. They are my only family. But there was a strain and distance there. For example, I did not tell my parents a lot about my breakup because of the circumstances of that would reinforce some of my parents' worst beliefs about me. It's also the reason I haven't been home in the last year. It is also one of the reasons I assumed things were strained between Bella and I in the last year. I didn't bring it up because, as everybody wanted to point out, my post was already too dang long. And this one will be too. Sorry. Don't apologize, OP.
We
are
love
here.
long stories.
We want to hear everything and anything that you want to vent off your chest. We are here to read it. And so are the lovely OK fam. I would have guessed that the events of the wedding would strain my relationship with my parents further, but unexpectedly, it has brought us closer. I think of my parents' strong opinions of me were more about how they felt me leaving the church would ultimately reflect on them in the community. But now that the community has rallied against me and the worst has happened, they've circled the hurt. They've waged a holy war in their church on my behalf in the last couple of months. It's weirdly cemented that my parents actually do care about me despite our differences as people. That's kind of, it's almost like when the quote unquote worst has happened to you, it's like, where can we go from here? We've already been through, again, the quote unquote, or what someone perceives as the worst thing together. And now we see that you're in the right on this. So we might as well ride for you, especially when someone else is coming after you.
Yeah.
You know, that isn't my baby girl. So in that regard, this awful event has been a blessing. A lot of the awkwardness between us from the last year has faded, and it really feels like they've chosen a side, and that side is me.
Aw.
That's sweet. We had a great holiday together. So in that way, I'm glad this happened. On to the update. In the immediate aftermath of the wedding and post, I did as many people suggested and sent a screen recording of my text messages.
That's what I was thinking.
Bella.
That's exactly, I think I'm going to set that.
Your idea was better though, because if you do like a TikTok version of it and really, you know, get it, if you get that editing, you know, that sauce on it, you could really, you know what it is, like a mini documentary.
It really
is.
It's
a short form documentary. And listen, you watch a documentary, you're like, this real. It's documentaries be crazy.
Dude, and you can have part 2 later. This is part 2.
Exactly. Yes, you can add a part 2. There's so many things. Oh my God. All of them, the messages from Bella, going back months to counter her narrative that I was unstable and explaining my side of the story. There were 3 camps that emerged as a result. First, my high school friends. Most of them are religious and had been extensively brainwashed by Bella. None took my side except for the one bridesmaid who had already contacted me. Next were the college friends closer to me. None of them had heard Bella's whisper campaign and accept the evidence immediately. Several of them told me that they had never really liked Bella and she had crap talked me behind my back. Yeah, so they're like, okay, we know what's good with Bella. She's crazy. This was news to me, but also a relief because these are the relationships I most don't want to lose, and it looks like I won't. That's great.
Good.
The college friends who were closer to Barrett just didn't really care. A lot of the guys are the classic dude bros that are drama adverse, so I'm not shocked that they aren't relishing the chance to wade through and litigate the evidence. Loki, this so feels like something my girlfriend and I would come to me like, you need to hear this.
Yeah.
This is what's going down, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy.
I mean, I would be actually be like, that actually is insane, and yeah, this Belichick is wild. But I mean, again, there's just something different when you're in the girl group. When you're in the girl group that's involved in all this, you know. No hostility coming from these people, but no support either. I can live with that. Bella's nuclear and extended family, I have given up on. When I was back for Christmas, I tried to go over to speak to Bella's parents, who were like parents to me also, and they refused to even open the door. I left a letter in their mailbox. It went unacknowledged. In general, things settled down into a new normal and just focused on my life and my work and trying to move forward. I went home for the holidays and just hung out with my parents. Life was okay.
Nice.
And that's the end of the story. Just kidding. Of course not. Of course not. Don't be a fool. Because OP says that January 1st, I signed into an older email account that I haven't used in a while to reset a password. In the spirit of New Year digital housekeeping, I started going through old messages, intending to close this account for good. When I saw an email from my ex with the subject line, I win.
What?
Remember the cheating ex that was loosely tangentially mentioned
Yeah.
in the beginning of the story?
Oh, that one. I thought we were talking about Barrett. Okay.
No, the cheating ex.
Interesting.
I cannot describe the gut punch that I felt when I saw that email. I froze up just now writing about it. My ex, let's call him Matthew, was the perfect boyfriend until he wasn't. He became extremely controlling after the first year of our dating. He wanted to control what I wore, what I ate, who I talked to, who I connected with, and what I posted on social media, etc., etc. He was very cunning and nuanced with the way he tore me down slowly over time. But then he slipped up. I found out he was cheating, and I woke up enough to get out of there.
Dang.
The breakup was a living nightmare. He was refusing to, quote unquote, allow me to break up with him. We were living together. He installed tracking software on my phone and bugged my car. He had people at my job reporting to him on my movements. I could not get away from him. I couldn't hide. He just kept showing up. He held my dog hostage. The police were useless because he was never physically violent and was careful not to write his threats down. I was in absolute hell for months, living under the terror that he would show up again. I had changed my job, my number, my address, my email account, my social profiles were private. This was the one place I forgot to block him. Wow. The I win email was sent the day after the wedding. He said that he had become close with Bella after we broke up. He called himself the architect of my demise. He said that he had fed Bella's paranoia about me and Barrett and that together they had planned my punishment. I knew COVID was not the reason. I was like, really? You got COVID and then you're like, oh, I want to ruin this. No, you don't just like get a fever and become Scrooge. Like,
yeah.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Like,
Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
it's not, it doesn't work quite like that.
Interesting. So around the COVID time, he must have like been like, yo, let's do something.
Just completely plotting to destroy her life. He said, losing everyone important in my life was what I deserve. And then he said, we should get back together.
You have no one else, but I can be your else. We can hang out.
Wow, what a great plan to get her. What a great plan to win her back and make her want you. What? Unless I wanted more unfortunate things like this to keep happening. Yes, he is a delusional prick.
Wow.
It took me a while to collect myself and get my shit together after reading that. I fell apart for a few days. My mom helped me pull back together and now knows the details about what happened with Matthew. She connected me with a family friend, an attorney that is currently helping me file for a restraining order against Matthew. Good God. But couldn't afford an attorney and was denied.
Oh, dang.
Jeez. That is awful. I think the email evidence and the attorney saying things the right way, it will be granted this time, but the hearing is not for a couple of weeks. It is on Zoom, and Matthew will get a chance to be on there. I am terrified to see him, even just on a screen. If you read this, Matthew, realize that I am not so terrified that I won't tase the F out of you if you ever come near me again.
Tell him. Tell him.
Take that, Matthew. Poop in your face. Once I had dealt with my own safety, I had the realization that I wasn't in possession of absolute proof that the wedding incident was a setup. I considered blasting it out everywhere, but I still have so much shame about being in an abusive relationship. I cannot bring myself to do it. So I just decided to forward it to Barrett with a small amount of explanation. That's a smart move. That's a smart move. Barrett did not respond to the email. I do not know what happened in Bella and Barrett's household after that, but what I do know is that 2 nights later, Bella drunk drove her car to my parents' house. While attempting to park in their driveway, she ran over the mailbox. Riley, what is happening?
I have an okay story time.
Oh no, what is happening here? When my parents answered the door, she started screaming about how I'm a home-wrecking sleut. In her drunken rambles, my parents were able to figure out that Barrett had left her.
Yo, she clapped back.
Oh,
She clapped back. Yo,
oh.
she's psycho.
Honestly,
She's crazy. This makes sense. Good for her.
no, honestly, I'm not like happy about this.
What?
I feel
Why
like
are you not happy about this?
I know
Bella was insane.
Now I know Bella ruined her life, and like it's still not an excuse in the slightest. But the fact that the cheating ex was brainwashing her this whole time and probably feeding her the same way that Bella was feeding people all these lies, and then they turned against OP. The cheating ex was feeding Matthew was feeding all of these lies to Bella. Probably, I don't know.
She
still went over the line.
Should not have coerced with Bella. Bella should not have coerced with Matthew whatsoever.
That's true because she said that she knew, like she told her about him, I believe.
Yeah, and that if Matthew was behind it and it was something over, I don't know why Bella was in it, if it was religious reasons or because OP was with Barrett. Those are still like not good causes to pull this stunt. Like, she's psycho, bro. Bella is psycho. Good for Barrett for figuring that out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm happy that I think Bella is psycho, and I think is good that at a bare minimum, maybe if he was like, hey, we need time apart or something because this is like a lot that I'm realizing about you, but to leave her,
man,
that's crazy.
I don't know. He probably sees a lot of red flags.
Yikes.
He's like, this is the last one. I don't know.
Her parents were called over from next door to collect their drunk daughter. My dad said that they seemed extremely embarrassed. I know a lot of people will probably be fist pumping the air that Bella met with some karma, as Riley was. I am not one of them.
Like John is.
Like me. Dude, me and OP. I get you, OP. Matthew is a monster, and I know firsthand how charming and convincing he is. Bella, much like I did, fell for his act. Her happiness has been destroyed by Matthew too, and I have a really hard time blaming her now that I know he was pulling the strings. But she also made her choices. That is absolutely true. I'm not dumb enough to reconcile with her either. My number one priority is my safety, and anybody who has ties to Matthew is somebody I need to stay far away from. That is facts. Bella will have to find her own path back to good. There is a role that opened up on my team in another country. It's a manager position, which would be a promotion for me, and my boss thinks that I should apply. Well, it would be harder for me with even more distance from my folks. I think being in an entirely new country might help cultivate a new feeling of safety for me. One that I'm not sure I can get in this city now. So that might be what's next for me.
Good for you.
I don't really know how to end this properly. I'm just tired. Thanks for the support, Reddit. I probably won't sign into this account again.
Dang, that great timing.
Wow.
With the job offer.
Dude.
Yikes.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is insane. Crazy.
Ooh, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, I gotta catch my breath.
Yeah, that was a big story.
That was a crazy saga. I'm glad for OP's vindication.
Yes.
I am
Getting out of there.
I'm at least glad that Barrett is kind of removing himself. Divorce may be a little strong, but
Yeah.
at least he's getting out of that.
OP is 26.
Yeah.
It's a new year. Going to a new country. Horrible things happened in the
great.
past, but you have a really interesting future ahead of you.
Yeah, this is truly what a random coincidence that
Yeah.
she has a promotion bringing her to an entirely new place that she could, feel good, feel safe in,
Yeah.
start a new leaf.
Yeah.
Kind of like for how terrible this scenario is, close to the best case outcome, again, considering
Yeah.
everything that happened.
Stars are aligning.
Stars are aligning. Hopefully things are looking up for OP.
Ooh, in the interview, do you think she would be like, hey, I really need this. Look at this Reddit post. And then just show him the Reddit post and be like, yeah, well, you got it.
If what, sorry?
If she goes to the job interview and says, you have no idea how bad I need this.
Yes.
Shows them the Reddit post and they're like, you got the job, girl.
Yeah. Hopefully so.
I would do that. I'd be like, I'm going to work my butt off more than anyone and I need this. Like,
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. Oh,
And I
right.
want it.
Here's why I'm doing this. Yeah. Totally.
That's what I would do.
Woo,
That's crazy.
That was a good one. I think we had some quick story times.
We do, yes. Removing thumbs up.
Okay, so real quick, a big plot line of the story was the thumbs up on the message about the dress. Basically the smoking thumb that that Bella had told her to get the dress, right? So there was a unnamed OKOP sponsor that we were doing this thing for, and they had told us it was like an in-person deal, and they had told us like, oh, be at this place at X time, or we had thought that was the case. So we texted one person on the team like, oh, should we be here at 3:30? And they had the thumbs up on the text, right? So we're like, bet, we're good, we're straight. We'll leave at 3, so we'll be there like early and plenty of time. And then so it's maybe like 2:40 or something like that, and they're like, hey, when are you getting over? And I think we were even like leaving even earlier, and they're like, hey, when are you guys gonna get here? And we're like, oh, we'll be there at 3:30. Like, we're actually leaving a little early. And they're like, no, you're supposed to be here at 2:30, not 3:30. And we were like, no, because like that's not it. And then so this is going in a separate group chat. We go to the original group chat with me, Sam, and this other person, and they had removed the thumbs up from the thing. And I think it happened as we were looking at it too.
That's insane.
Me and Sam had
That's insane.
Me and Sam were legit looking at
gosh.
that group chat, dog, and the thumbs up whoop, disappeared. And we were like,
I can see Sam's face right now just being like, oh my God.
so I was pissed because I thought we had like OP, the smoking thumb,
Yeah.
taken away from us.
Dang.
Taken away from us, bro.
And you don't even think to screenshot it. You don't
because
you're
you're like, it's there.
It's there.
And
And the fact that they went back and took it away.
Like we both, it's so crazy. We had what parallel invention or whatever. We had the same exact idea at the same exact time, but with the opposite. She's like, they're like, oh, I got to remove this.
Wait a second. Okay, I thumbs up something.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
just don't open it. Don't open it.
Okay.
You see it? I'm now gonna unthumbs up it.
Wait, I have to open it to see if it removes it in real time, right?
No.
Have you removed it yet?
All right, I just removed it.
Removed a like. I did get a notification.
You get a notification about that?
I did get a notification.
Interesting, but you were watching it real time.
Yeah,
So you didn't get the
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, because then we could have been like, look,
They removed this notification.
I mean, it really wouldn't have
Done good.
anything ultimately.
But the fact,
it's like suing someone for $20. Like it's not worth the effort. But we were like,
dang.
yeah. So that's my thumb story.
Wow. I was imagining that this happened recently. We were in the new house. This is before the new house.
Yeah, this is before. This is the summer of 2023. I'll tell you later. Too many. Any detail could spoil and leak. We can't. Our audience is too passionate. We can't let the hounds loose on them.
We'll release it on the Patreon.
No. Which, by the way, we just recently relaunched, and now we have not just ad-free podcast episodes on the Patreon app, but we now have a private RSS feed. Ergo, you can listen to ad-free episodes in the Spotify and other podcast apps.
Oh.
Which is pretty cool. So $5 a month, no ads.
You don't have to listen to their ads, or they do make fun ads. I do
Dude,
like
our ads are fire. I'm sorry. We really have a fun
put a lot
time.
of time into them.
Riley, do we have another okay story time, or do we have
no. Oh, the mailbox.
mailbox?
Yeah.
You got one for us?
Okay.
Got a quick
so
one?
it's kind of quick. So I was heading to school one day, and I was sleeping, my neighbor's mailbox was destroyed. And I was like, what the heck? And then I looked down in this ditch, right? Like my grandma's house is up the hill and it's like this ditch right at the bottom of the hill. And it's this guy's truck upside down and he like gets or sideways and he gets out of the truck and he's standing on it and he's like, hey man, I need a ride. And I look at him like, okay. I get him in the car, drive him to his buddy's house and I like drive back. My brother's sitting there like, dude, this was stupid. And then I get next to my neighbor's mailbox and there were people there and they slow me down. They're like, you know who did this? I said, yeah, I just dropped him off down the road. You go check him out. And they were like, you shouldn't have done this. And then I just drove off. But then my mom heard about it and my dad said, yeah, the cops came by here looking for a gray Prius. You know anything about that? I was like, yeah, it was me. But he made up the story. He made me feel bad. But yeah, he was like drunk driving and like hit the mailbox.
Funny. Dude, why would you drive him back?
I don't know.
Especially like it's already like low key weird and good for someone who helps someone hitchhike. That's cool. That's great.
But I shouldn't have.
But not hitchhiking after he's literally his upside down cars in a ditch. He's like,
and the whole way there,
hey man, can you give me a ride home? No.
Yeah.
My girlfriend came out as lesbian right before our marriage and no one gives a fuck about me. You know what? Well,
yeah, there you go.
And this comes from Guilty Pollution 742. So me and my ex, Dana, have been together for 7 years, and I knew that she was bisexual by the beginning, and she openly told me about her past relationships with girls, but I never cared because it wasn't a problem at all. We never had any big fight or argument, but it's just some small things, and we always sorted out everything. So after 7 years of relationship, I decided that it was the right moment to make a big question because we were deeply in love, financially stable, and already living together. So for me, it was the right time. Gonna pop the question.
Oh.
I prepared everything to make it more romantic and unique as I could. And when I made her the final question, she hesitated, but then said yes.
Oh, don't leave me in suspense.
But then the problem started because I didn't understand why the hesitation. And I asked her why, but she only replayed, I was nervous. So I gave up. We told this to her parents. Mine died when I was 20 and my little sister when she was 17 in a car accident. Wow, that is sad. His whole family died in a car accident.
Jeez.
And our friends, but even here, some things were off because her parents were faking to be happy and I didn't understand why. And our friends were super happy and were already telling us ideas for the wedding. So like the parents felt like they were faking happiness. Anyway, 4 months passed by and we were planning our wedding when the day came up. I came back home from work and she was waiting for me with her bags ready. And I asked her, what's going on?
No.
She told me, listen.
Put an IC in the comments.
Listen, I know that this is going to be hard for you, but I'm not bi. I am a lesbian.
Oh.
My parents knew this for 2 years, and this is why they weren't happy and were faking it.
What?
But please, I beg you to not make it difficult and just let me leave. Don't cry, don't beg me, and don't scream. Let's just do things like adults. And then she drove away.
The question is why?
Why would she lie?
After 7 years?
Especially if the parents knew, and her parents knew for 2 years.
So the parents, because like in many stories, it's like, oh, they're afraid, maybe even in danger of like coming out, but out of the parents know. I'm just confused. I don't understand.
I was standing there on my feet for like 1 hour in shock because I couldn't believe it. We passed by getting married to Dana coming out like a heartless and cold girl that I couldn't recognize. The worst thing comes now because 3 months passed by that day. I canceled the wedding and literally no one ever texted me or called me asking how I was doing, if I was fine, if I needed anything. Just nothing. Not her parents, not her. She blocked me that day. And not even our friends. No one gives a fuck about me at all.
Wow.
In this 3 months, I was hospitalized 3 times because I lost weight. I have insomnia. I just work and come home, nothing else. While everyone is praising her for coming out, how good is she to finally realize she was a lesbian and to have the courage to be herself after years of fighting to find her true identity? I'm just left with me right now. I'm not even capable of being mad. I'm just in disbelief for what happened, how fast it all happened, and that no one gives a fuck about me because her coming out is more important than her ex.
So basically, everyone is thinking on the surface level of like, oh, she's finally understood her sexuality and is coming out and being her true self, but
he's just being discarded.
and they're not even maybe considering that, like, oh, OP's now, heartbroken, lost his fiance wife.
There are like casualties
100%,
especially, and it's like, yes, amazing that she's discovering who she is, but there are also people that are hurt by this.
It would have been fine.
Yeah.
If it was just her on her own, it would have been fantastic. But
you know what? F them all. They showed me their true colors, and F my ex. And there is a big old edit and a big juicy update.
Give it to me.
But really quick, before we get into the update and the edits, what do you think OP should do here? Because OP has just been broken up with.
Yeah.
After 7 years with someone saying, hey, like this relationship, this was a lie.
I'm wondering if OP maybe, I don't know if they want
7 years is a long time to live a lie.
7 years, 2 years engaged. I'm wondering if OP maybe needs some closure of just like, hey, why didn't you tell me? Because I was going to say, oh, just like go on and live your life. But I wonder if that would kind of like nag at him.
Also, like the other thing too is like they've been together for 7 years. So like when I've broken up with partners or partners have broken up with me and it's been like a couple years, there's like this grace period of when a relationship ends. Like, especially, I mean, even if it ends not great, there's always been like a grace period of like, hey, like, let me help you through this. Or like, if you ever need to talk, like I'm here. Like what you have when you're with someone for years and years and years, there's still care. Yeah. It's crazy that there's just like no care on her side.
I wonder if she's like, I stayed with you 7 years. Like I did you the service and now I'm finally getting out.
Which is a crazy thing to think.
Which is crazy because it's like you could have just left or, if she actually knew the whole time, not got into it. But when you knew, not waited 7 years because her parents knew for 2 years, which means she knew for 2 years, at least, right?
Yeah. And it's like, hey, what should have happened in this situation is she says like, hey, I have something to tell you. Like I'm a lesbian and I don't think we should be together, but like whatever you need, like I am here to talk to you.
Let me help you as a friend.
Let me help you as a friend.
Yes.
Because at the very least, if you're together with someone for 7 years, there is at least friendship there.
It's got to be some kind of bond.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty whack on her end. But let's get into the edit.
Let's do it.
So, what the F? Just turned off my phone for 2 hours, went on a walk around my city. Honestly, I wasn't expecting all this support because I couldn't even imagine someone actually reading this. Believe me, I want to trust you and believe that all this kind comments are true, but right now I can't. I just saw everyone that's supposed to love and care about me ignoring me and ghosting me, so I lost hope in people, and especially for strangers on the internet. I hope to come here again in a few months and read this all again and believe you, but now I can't. And I think that some of the comments are like, hey, it's going to be fine. You all seem like such good people. I want to trust you. I simply can't right now. I'm not okay. And 3 times I was hospitalized. I tried to unalive myself. I'm not even good at doing that. For 3 months, I thought again and again, if I was the problem, what could I do better? What I did wrong, but nothing changes. Here I am in the middle of effing nowhere, seated on the sidewalk like a homeless person, reading strangers' comments on a post that I don't even know why I posted. Again, thank you all. And here are some of the comments. So Loud Management 6634 says, she did not solve her problem like an adult. She avoided it and then ran away like a little kid. Deplorable. Behold My Toe said, you did nothing wrong. And that was incredibly selfish, cruel, and awful of her. As soon as she realized she was a lesbian, she should have broken it off. She wasted a minimum of 2 years of your life and she knew for sure she was a lesbian and she strung you along. Nothing makes that okay to do. It will get better. Give yourself the time you need to grieve and heal. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself. Don't rush the healing. You'll be okay. And Agile Wait 7571 says, I'm so sorry how you were deceived and how no one gave you any sympathy. For your own mental health, you need to put all of these people behind you. They are not going to give you what you need. It will be hard, but you need to start rebuilding a new life for yourself. You can do it. And there is an update on March 15th. Which is relatively recent.
Pretty recent.
You ready for it?
I don't think I am, but give it to me.
So here we go again, like in GTA San Andreas, but this time it's more painful and shocking at the same time because today and yesterday night, a lot happened.
Ooh.
More painful and shocking than before that.
More
painful.
Oh, No.
Like some of you folks said, somehow one of my ex-friends saw my post on TikTok and the absolute mess started and is still being dealt with right now. This ex-friend, I'll call him Paul, reached out to me and basically told me that he saw the post and knew that it was me because I used my ex's real name, Dana, and was shocked to know what really happened because apparently Dana told my ex-friends that she came out as a lesbian and I tried to lay hands on her and threatened her, and she told them to not contact me again.
So that's why nobody cared about OP. She was lying and everyone thought that OP was this evil a-hole.
They all believed her. But then when they saw my post, they started pressuring her if my post was saying the truth or not. And she admitted the lie.
Oh, thankfully, finally.
So bad though. So bad to lie about that. Since Paul's text, I received a ton of texts and calls from everyone asking me how I'm doing, if I'm fine. They are so sorry for believing Dana and not texting me first. And apologies. But then there is the real issue. Dana, the ex-girlfriend.
That is true.
Dude, this reminds me of the one OKOP post where it's like talking about the ex Steve, and they're like, and yes, I'm using his real name, Steve. This gives that same energy.
It is giving some of that energy right now.
She texted me, the ex-girlfriend, asking to forgive her, that she was sorry for how bad she treated me and admitting that she invented all that because she was afraid to lose friends. And unfortunately, it's not all, because I got a text from her girlfriend, Mary. And basically she told me that she is sorry for Dana's behavior and for what she did. And here comes the issue, that she knew Dana since a year and never told me about it. Always talked to her about me like a roommate. So she was thinking to leave Dana. Wait, so Dana's girlfriend is like, I'm going to leave Dana.
Right. Because it's like, hey, you're still seeing this guy. Does Dana's girlfriend know?
So apparently what's happened is Dana and Mary were dating for a year.
Right.
So there was overlap between Dana and OP, and Dana just told Mary that OP was her roommate.
Ah, so Dana was cheating. Now her current girlfriend knows she was cheating. Ooh.
Now comes my part, because I made a new group, including them all, even Dana and Mary, and told them that I'm not changing my mind about forgiving them. I was thinking to sue Dana, partially true, because I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. And if they, my ex-friends, were decent humans, they would have texted me asking me if I was out of my mind to lay hands or Dana, or just insulting me via text if they really cared about me. Then I added some personal things about Dana and blocked them all. My blocking method isn't working because they are all continuing to harass me with texts and calls from other numbers, even making other people call me and text me. Crazy is happening, and I really can't believe all this mess because I'm thinking it's a nightmare and I need to wake up, but unfortunately it's effing true. Then the other thing that finally happened is I saw a therapist today, a few hours ago, and I don't like to admit it, but I cried a lot because of her, the therapist. I never worked on my parents or my sister's death. And then this thing with my ex added to making me explode. So it's going to be a very long journey, and I hope to reach a point where I guess I can be better. I already had the number of a therapist there on my table in the kitchen, but never called. But this time I did, and hopefully it will help. So this is all. And I hope to update you not so quickly like now, but when I feel better. So again, thank you all. Hopefully I'll update you in better times. P.S. to all people that are following me, I want to say thank you, but my life is pretty boring and I don't think to post anything else. So you're not obligated to follow me. And some additional info before we wrap up this crazy story. So Boombox Master, this is a commenter, Boombox Master says, normal people break up with their partner and tell everyone about it and then move on. Dana ghosts her boyfriend and lies just because she was scared. Honestly, I would definitely sue for defamation, man. You have the evidence and I don't think it could go wrong. What do her parents think? And OP responds, I forgot to write this little part, but the quick resume is that I never had a good relationship with them. So we never got along well because they always said that I wasn't the right guy for their daughter. So I never cared about them. But this time they asked me to think wisely and did not sue Dana because she was afraid, and they even justified her actions. That's all. And in fact, I wasn't surprised about the reaction to the news of marrying her. And then one more comment, Max Zaddy says, damn, you are absolutely correct calling the ex-friends out because yeah, any good friend would have called you out on problematic behavior or at least been like, dude, what were you thinking? Also, there is not shame in crying. Good luck on your healing journey. And those folks can kick rocks.
Yup.
And then finally, beginning fix 5609 says, OP, just change your phone number so your ex and toxic friends won't call you again. Focus on your healing, and I pray you find happiness and the love you deserve. And that's where it ends.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
What would possess you to just say all that crazy stuff about your ex who really did nothing wrong?
Nothing wrong. He's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
But at the very least, we kind of got to the bottom of this whole crazy mess. And we learned that Dana was even worse than we thought.
That is true.
And hopefully her girlfriend realizes how terrible she is and leaves her too. And all the friends.
Does OP go through with suing Dana?
Defamation is a really hard suit to even actually make stick.
Yeah.
It's like really, really hard. So I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think either. I feel like just
Just move on.
Move on. Now that you've been vindicated and people know, that is huge. Take that W, keep it pushing.
Like I've heard defamation is one of the hardest suits to have stick.
I could totally see. How do you prove someone is defaming?
Yeah, unless you have like a ironclad contract where like you can do defamation, like that makes sense. But if it's just like a person against a person.
Am I the a-hole for canceling my wedding after finding out how my fiance feels about my daughter?
Oh,
Maybe.
that's bad.
This comes from Dumb Pony, who says, before you read my post, I am not from America. To be clear, I am sorry if this writing is terrible, but I'll do my best. For background context, I was married when I was 22 and my husband was 25. We had a daughter who was 2 when we were married. I consider her my daughter in every way, and my husband passed away sadly when she was 4 years old. So I, now 34 female, have been with my fiance Jesse, 35 male, for 8 years. My daughter Bailey, she considers Jesse her father. Jesse,
I mean, what? He's known her for the past 8 years.
yeah, and from that young,
Yeah.
100%. Jesse has never treated Bailey wrong at all, but knows of my husband who had passed away. Jesse always treated her sweetly and like a daughter, and I'm currently 6 months pregnant. We are all excited. Jesse told me how he wants to adopt Bailey after getting married.
That is amazing.
This is adorable so
Beautiful.
far.
I see nothing going wrong.
I am
Nothing will go wrong.
terrified of the hammer that could be about to drop. To surprise her, we are getting married in August. I wouldn't say we are close to being done with everything, but we did plan a big dinner. I did invite my friends and Jesse's friends. Bailey was staying the night over at a close friend's house, so Bailey wasn't there. We were all catching up and having a great night. What was that?
What?
I thought you like played a guitar or something. It was the spring on the you gotta play the banjo with the hair tie over there. We were all catching up and having a great night, just all around happiness from everyone until the topic of the wedding came up. That is where things went downhill. It was all good. We got to talking about our honeymoon. We were going to bring Bailey because that was our plan, when Jesse did say that he didn't want to bring Bailey, which kind of shocked me.
Wait, Bailey as in the child of OP that's 14.
Yes. Yeah. OP, he doesn't want to.
That OP's fiance was going to adopt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is still
And he said he doesn't want her at the wedding.
at the honeymoon.
Oh, at the honeymoon.
But it's weird because they had both agreed to it prior.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
And OP says, because we both agreed to it, so I was taken aback from it. She was like, why are you going back on your word?
Yeah.
He started going on about how we both now need a real child.
Oh.
Jesse.
Oh.
Jesse.
Jesse, you were doing
Jesse, wake up! Jesse!
so good. Jesse's girl. Dude, Jesse was doing so good. Flying colors.
Flying
and then
colors.
just flew straight into the depths of trash.
A+ to F-.
I know.
One
real
word.
child.
God.
What the do you think she is?
An imaginary
Pinocchio?
child?
Yeah.
God. We don't have to pretend anymore to take care of my stepdaughter, who was never my real child.
Oh, okay. So to be clear, OP's dead husband
Yes.
had a kid, and then that kid, when they got married when she was 2, but it's not OP's biological child. So basically, OP's dead husband's kid came into her life when the kid was 2, and then the dead husband died at 4.
I am confirming this. My daughter, I mean, okay, so this is not biologically OP's daughter, but like for all intents, like
But emotionally.
emotionally, thank you. God, why did I forget that word? Emotionally, OP's daughter, which is absolutely correct, but just not the
That
just
is
not
a
the biological
crazy
connection.
thing to say. This is not your, what do you do with this kid then?
Literally, he said, "Stop pretending to take care of her." Like, what do you mean pretending to take care of her? What are you talking about?
What? Yeah.
At this point, all of our friends and I were very flabbergasted.
Wait, this is in front of other people?
Yes, this is like a dinner
You're
party.
an idiot.
Bro.
Jesse, you're an idiot.
And they looked at him like he had something crazy on top of his head. And he kept going on and on until I kind of freaked out in front of everyone and told him that Bailey would always come first and he is last to me now. That he had to leave and I canceling the wedding.
That is honestly appropriate response.
I agree.
What terrifies me
Yes.
about this kind of situation is you could date someone for 8 years.
Dude.
8 years and them harbor these kinds of thoughts. Is that not terrifying?
It's crazy.
Is that not that's terrifying?
It truly is.
It's true because it's like, when were you going to tell me that you didn't think that my child, like you don't think of her as yours?
You told me you're going to adopt her.
I like when we do
Jinx.
that.
He tried talking to me, but I was not in shape to hear him. Fair enough.
Totally fair. Honestly, that guy, like, I think the exact right response.
Yes. It is deserved. It is deserved.
It's deserved.
His friend-
We've read stories where responses were not deserved.
Yes, this one is deserved. His friends did escort him out for me and left with him. Few of my girlfriends stayed over just with me that night.
Was he drunk or like was he on crack?
Oh no. Jesse had been blowing up my phone so much, wanting to work things out. Honestly, I don't even want to. I haven't told Bailey what happened and just lied to my family and his family about why we had canceled the wedding. I just want some quiet now and not for everyone to be upset. But some of his friends did message me saying he has the right to talk about his feelings and opinions, which has got me puzzled at this point. So am I the a-hole? Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Big Sammy.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
OP.
so many thoughts.
Yes.
First of all, no. OP is not the a-hole for standing up for her daughter.
Yes.
Literally, her soon-to-be husband, now soon-to-be ex-husband, probably, dehumanized her daughter, saying that's not your real child.
And we will stop pretending to take care of her.
Yeah, that's what. And what does that even mean?
Sir.
Like, all right, let's just say she went along with it. God forbid.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the kid? Like, does the kid just be like? Is that the kid put up for adoption?
Literally. What else could it possibly mean?
What a crazy thing to say. OP is not the a-hole. This is not him sharing feelings. This is him dehumanizing OP's child. Completely different ballgame.
Yes. I would absolutely agree.
I'm a little pissed. I'm
Me
a little
too.
pissed.
I also have a conspiracy theory.
Ooh.
Well, this is a conspiracy theory without a hat. Whoa! Conspiracy theory with a hat.
Hey.
I think, so because the friends were like texted OP and were like, oh, you should, like, he has a right to share his feelings. I'm wondering if maybe the friends kind of egged him on before. You know, because like, why would he feel so comfortable sharing these feelings?
That's a feeling you share with no one.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe there's a world
I
where he's
actually
just this
agree.
awful and like he's insane and why would he bring this up? Maybe there's also a world where he's also this awful, but his friends
So
egged him on
yeah.
and were like, that's not your real kid, dude.
Oh, not the friends at this dinner, but his friends in general.
They were his friends were at the dinner.
His friends at the dinner turned around to him and was like, what are you talking about? And escorted him out.
No, that was her friends?
I feel like that could have been like, all right, homie, let's leave, man. You
Yeah.
know?
Let's get you out of
Let's
this
be
danger
good.
zone,
yeah,
bro.
Let's kick back and get some few beers and play Legend of Zelda, bro.
Yeah. Well, let's
Get back to
Find
reality.
on to the update. I talked to Bailey much earlier than I thought I would, and I told her everything. She was shocked and cried.
Is this something you tell your kid? I think not.
Coincidence? I think not.
I think not. I think that's
Maybe when she's older.
Maybe when she's older, but I don't think this is something you tell your kid. Your 14-year-old child that the person she called dad doesn't see her as her real child. That's just fucking
When her own
hurtful
father
and damaging.
passed away.
Yeah.
That's
You don't
tough.
say that to a 14-year-old. I don't think.
No, I think you just say like, I don't know, I don't know, you could even go as far to say like he was a bad man or like he wasn't right for us, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you don't say he specifically did not see you as his child.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think that is a bad thing that OP did. Maybe not intentionally malicious, but definitely a little bit out of touch.
We've heard the advice from, and I'd be very curious to hear what you all have to say in the comments, especially if you've been through something similar. Let us know in the comments below. But we've heard from comments in the past, share things in an age appropriate way. So the 14-year-old, she's not quite fully, this isn't someone in her 20s. This also isn't someone who's like 5 years old. So maybe you say exactly what Sophia said, which is, hey, this guy was a bad guy. He did not have our best interest at heart. And I don't think he would have been a good father to you, good husband to me. Trust me, this is for the best.
Yeah.
That to me is like, that is the truth. And you are kind of sharing some context, but you're not like breaking their soul.
Yeah, because it's like, I feel like that explanation before is he's a bad person. With this explanation, it's almost like you are not enough for him.
Yeah.
Like you are not enough of a child for us.
Which is what she could easily interpret it
exactly,
as. Yes.
exactly.
Well, Opie says, it broke my heart to see her that way. We just hugged each other. She said, if only she had been a better daughter.
See? Literally, that's what we want to avoid. This is yeah.
That he would have not felt that way. I reassured her that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah, but you by explaining this information in the way you've done, you've set her up to fail.
Yeah. I said that Jesse wasn't just an awful man and a coward. Bailey said she forgave him, but would never forget what he said. She still misses him and she still calls him dad. Even after everything she put her through, she is such a brave girl. I am making sure that Jesse doesn't ever get in contact with Bailey. He did, however, ask if we could talk in person to at least mend things. I did agree, and we met with him next day after the whole incident. We met in a public spot with others around in case he tried to do something funny. Jesse told me how sorry he was and that he loves Bailey and our baby the same.
Right, there's the freaking baby on the way too.
6 months pregnant.
Oh man, this is so complicated.
He still wants to marry me. That he wants to come home. All I said was, harsh. Nope. I knew he was lying. I told Jesse that I would never look at him the same, that I will only get in contact with him after I give birth to our daughter. Jesse did beg me over and over. I stood my ground and said no to each of his pleading demands. Then he dropped a big thing on me, which I never knew. He said that he cheated. And
What?
that woman is better in every way.
Jesse just gets worse and worse and worse.
I don't know if we've had someone rise to such heights and fall to such lows so quickly.
The thing that's crazy, and I want to stress this again, they were together for 8 years. 8 years.
Cheating, not believing. Like if he says that now, he's always believed that about
Yeah.
Bailey. And how can you fool someone that well? Like I feel like even rose tinted glasses, like you got to be like a master manipulator to be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
I feel like to add sugar on top of the crap he dropped on me, he is cheating with his best friend Carter's wife, who has 3 kids.
Why did he tell her that?
That is true. Like, bro, he always drops the worst information at the worst times. Like, help yourself. Like, I don't even know. Yes, this is one of the friends that defended him. He was sleeping with his wife. She was also at the dinner party, was always nice to me when she was sleeping with my fiance. Not only did Jesse and that vile woman destroy a family, they destroyed 2 with kids. What a lovely man. Smiley face. Sarcasm, of course.
Mhm.
I did leave after he told me that. Blocked him everywhere, and I messaged Carter and told him that Jesse was sleeping with his wife. He did tell me that he was suspicious of his wife sneaking around. It wasn't her first time. I feel really awful for him now.
Why would OP? I don't know why Jesse would tell her that though.
Oh, the only thing I could possibly think of
Just
is
to hurt her.
Was just to hurt her. Like once he like pleaded, beg. She said no. He's like, all right, fine. I'm gonna twist the knife one final time.
Yeah.
God. He did apologize for not being on my side and that we were always great friends. I did forgive him and didn't blame him for defending his best friend because both Carter and Jesse were best friends since elementary.
Bro, he stole his best friend since elementary school's girl.
And he was defending him when he was like, yo, we don't have to pretend to take care of that. We can focus on our real daughter.
Which is a crazy thing to defend.
Insane thing to defend. Like, I don't care. If Christian was like, hey man, you know, he's been seeing a woman, she had a kid, and he's like, dude, we're getting married, and I'm finally gonna kick this kid to the curb. They're just like,
I would be like, what are you talking about, bro?
Right?
What are you talking about?
Come on. I told him I'd be there for him. Mm-hmm. I see you in the comments. I don't know. Maybe. For support.
I see you.
You seeing it?
I see you.
I
see
I love the
you.
dominoes falling of each of you guys. Like, yeah, that's great. For support. And he appreciated my offer. He told me he would be there for me as well. Enough said.
There for each other.
Oh, God. Carter told their friend group and blocked Jesse. He is going to divorce his wife, so we have each other to lean on for support. I also did ask Bailey if she wanted a therapist. She said yes, and I'm looking for one. That is good. She has been staying in her room more, only coming out for food or to use the restroom. This is probably
She's pretty
hitting her
sad.
so hard. It breaks my heart because she is always so bright and jolly. Now she is just depressed and feeling low.
Ugh.
Her friends have been coming over and staying with her. My family plans on coming. Don't worry. I did tell Jesse's family everything and my family. Both families are awfully mad at Jesse. At least we don't have any like insane family members that are defending Jesse, which for some reason is often the case. I do plan on staying in contact with Jesse's family. I have always been so close to them. They helped raise Bailey and they see us as family. I also can't forget I am carrying Jesse's daughter.
Yeah, it makes it so much more complicated.
So much more complicated because is he going to like sue for paternity rights?
I mean, he does have rights to the child, right?
I guess unless you go to court and you make a case for like he is not fit to be a father.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we have witnesses of him saying some crazy stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, is it? I don't know. Good question.
I would probably say it's probably not enough.
Jesse's parents want to see Bailey as she is their granddaughter. Now that bro, he's like even his parents recognize it. I even plan on changing the locks as I don't feel safe with just Bailey and I. Even if we do have big dogs and lots of goats, that's random, but goats are awesome. Goats.
Oh, we have lots of ghosts.
Honestly, that's kind of fire security. If you got ghosts protecting you,
spooky.
Robbers, come
out. You're about to get possessed.
Exactly.
Steal my possessions, get possessed.
You're going to get possessed. Go to the robber's house, rob his own stuff and give it to me. Boom. My best friend Rosie is staying with me, so we have a lot of support on our side. Thank you to everyone who commented. I am grateful. You are all great humans. Heart emoji. That is my update and will probably be my last one. Thank you again. However, we do have some edits. Some real quick edits after that. Everyone is asking me to terminate the pregnancy or I shouldn't go through with having any child. I will not terminate the pregnancy and I am going to keep my child. I am far along and I am blessed with my daughter. I can co-parent with Jesse. Edit number 2. To the people saying this is fake, I am not sure how to prove it to you all, which honestly, I just posted to update everyone here about my old account. I couldn't sign in as I did post on my story that I had added the same name and I put a 1 on it, basically using the same username. I'm not from America. If you want to continue it's fake, then be my guest. we do have a few relevant comments to close us out here.
Well, let's hit them.
I have ants all over me.
Ants?
That's
I
not
keep
good.
finding ants on me.
Uh-oh.
Where are they coming from?
On to the relevant comments. Fresh Mistake 8778 says, so he told you that he was sleeping around while asking you to mend things? Sounds crazy, right? I was following the story, but this was a weird update. Why would he out himself? And why does every failed relationship on Reddit end up with the spouse cheating out of the blue? I am just confused. Don't come at me, people. Opever says, that's what got me so puzzled. I didn't even know he was cheating for the last 2 years. And he was cheating for 2 years. Before this whole incident, he didn't show any sign of cheating and just admitted to this. Mountain Monitor 26-2 says he's not alone. His friend is divorcing his wife and he bragged about that wife. The pariahs will be together and lean on each other's support. Both families will be entangled for at least a few years due to the connection of the children. OP needs to have stipulations in the co-parenting agreement to deal with that. To which OP responds, I don't even know. I think he really just said that she was better than me to hurt me, which is what we said. Like Carter said, it wasn't her first time cheating. I do have a plan for co-parenting right after I give birth. Soon.
And that's where it ends.
And that is absolutely everything. One, did OP make all the right decisions?
I think so.
Almost all of them.
Talk to me.
Well,
Not-
14-year-old
not-
thing.
Yeah, not telling me.
Right. I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
but like putting her foot down, being like, I'm not going to be with someone that dehumanizes my child. Great.
Instantly.
Move.
Yeah.
Telling the kid all the gory details of why the person that she saw as a father was leaving, probably not the best move.
I agree. I could see maybe it also seems like she turned around and told her like pretty quickly. We didn't get an exact timeline, but maybe it was a momentary lapse in judgment and had
An emotional response.
An emotional response, maybe to kind of like even subconsciously be like, all right, I'm gonna tell her everything and I'm gonna show her what a terrible person he is. But actually that ended up not being the best case scenario for the daughter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And then with the baby, do we sue for full custody? Do we
I
do
don't know
it?
if you have a case.
No, yeah, I don't think you have a case because we have proof of. I mean, obviously,
And he wasn't
Jesse
even
made this
married.
horrible comment, but in the past, it seems like he was technically a good father.
And also
Right.
you weren't married, so I don't think you have that much of a case.
I would probably try, but I don't know if I would expect to have that outcome.
I don't know if I would even try.
If honestly, I don't know if I would want to and again,
Co-parent?
so to be clear, I think, and we've seen this in several stories when it comes to the co-parenting litigation. They're like, I want full custody so I can fully decide what that percentage split should be. Versus like it being mandated and like
Right.
if for example, let's say he goes crazy again and she's like, I don't feel that it's comfortable leaving her in his house for a few months. She's like, all right, I'm taking her back and you're going to have to take a long time to prove to me you earn to have her back. Some scenario like that. So I would talk to a lawyer and see what we could put together and maybe try as long as it wouldn't backfire.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine maybe there being some like vindictiveness if OP does that from Jesse.
Yeah.
Where like he might try to, if he was already but maybe that's even more of a reason to get custody.
Yeah.
If he like, because I could see an issue where she tries to get full custody and then Jesse is like, how dare you do that, and makes her life even more miserable.
Yeah.
But like that could happen anyway.
Yeah.
You know, that could happen
For whatever she wants.
Exactly.
You could be like,
So-
anything you ask is ridiculous.
I don't think I would, because besides this one case, it seems like he's been okay, but maybe he's like kind of having like a mental break or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Something is.
Yeah. I mean, well, because he's been cheating for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted to break, like he wanted to end the relationship and be with this person he was cheating on.
Maybe. And he was like
Yeah.
intentionally trying to sabotage it.
Or maybe he's one of the.
And he wanted to say it to OP so OP could tell his affair partner's partner so he could be with the affair partner. So like basically implode the relationship. And so he was saying all of this on purpose.
Ooh,
So he
that is
could be with the affair partner.
That's some evil 4D chess.
Mhm.
Some very evil 4D chess. You could be right. Am I the a-hole for not rescheduling my wedding? You might be, but Sam, there's a group of people that are literally never the a-hole.
Oh, and who's that group of people?
The r/OKOP show subreddit, where the story comes from. Shout out to you all. The subreddit has absolutely exploded. We have over 5,300 members. We're number 17 in podcasting. So one, if you haven't joined, please join. Number two, we are about to go on a spree, on an absolute rampage, reading a ton of r/OKOP show stories.
Yeah. So
get
submit yours.
Get them in now. We're going to read them like we are with this one
Also,
right now.
number 17 in podcast. That's crazy.
Guys, you congratulate yourselves because you're awesome and you made that happen.
Pat on the back.
Pats on the back. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Let's get into our own community member, Psych Wabland's story. I, 30, and my husband, 29, got married over 2 years ago. During our engagement, we were living with mother-in-law and the other side of the family and his whole side of the family, and the pandemic was slowing down and everyone managed to not get sick. That's great. I have extreme anxiety, and it was not helpful that mother-in-law was telling me that I wasn't good enough to her son. It just made everything worse. I was working 12 hours, 6 nights a week, and I was overwhelmed.
12 hours. That's a lot.
That is rough. My husband and I decided that we wanted to get married in December of 2021, and we had set a date and everything. We were going to have it at our house in the living room and have a very small wedding, just family that lived close by, including parents, grandparents that are still here with us, and siblings. That was it. Here's the thing, though. My nephew, who was 5 and severely autistic, was unable to come because our mother-in-law feared that he would destroy the house. I was not happy about this. I love my nephew and I wanted him there, but in the end, I agreed because I know I would not be able to force everything on my mother-in-law and cause a Karen moment from her. So, a month before the wedding, everyone in my parents' household came down with the old vid. Our old friend.
Our old friend. The stranger that you don't want to walk through your door, but does anyway.
That's correct. I was already stressed out because mother-in-law was taking control of the wedding, buying my dress and decor, and I was told I had no say. My mom called me and asked me to change the date of the wedding because she didn't think that she would make it. Man, moms are just ruining everything over here. God.
Get a grip.
Get a grip. I told her I would try to change it, but mother-in-law threw a fit and told us that the day was set, and if my family was able to come, that's fine by her. I called my mom and told her I couldn't change it, which is kind of crazy. Can't change your own wedding date because your mother-in-law is like, no.
Yeah. I mean, this is just classic entitled mother-in-laws.
Classic entitled
Classic
mother-in-law.
Karens. Want to control the universe. They want to Thanos snap everything into their own little perfect little world, but they can't.
That's right.
Unless you let them. Don't let the Karens win.
Don't let him win, ladies and gentlemen. And my sister was screaming at me on the phone and said I was a horrible person and didn't deserve to get married, and she will not be coming. Bro.
That is an overreaction, I feel like. Just for wanting to choose your own date.
So OP's mom calls.
Yep.
And she's like, hey, I might not be able to make it. Can you change the date? OP goes to the mother-in-law, or the mother-in-law intervenes. But at any rate, the mother-in-law is like, we will not change the date of this wedding. It's at my house. I'm controlling it.
Yeah.
So OP calls the mom back and is like, yo, I'm so sorry. Like, we can't change the date. And then the sister chimes in and she's like, you're a horrible person. I'm not going to your wedding.
So not only is the mother-in-law terrible for not being at all flexible on the date,
yes,
but now the sister is terrible because they're not flexible on the date. No one is flexible on this date.
OP cannot win.
Cannot win.
OP is
being
desperately
attacked
losing.
on both sides. Being attacked on both sides.
All angles. No one is safe. I tried to explain why, and then they just hung up on me.
Mature.
So mature, right? All I was trying to do was make sure that everyone was happy. The day before the wedding, my mom calls, and she and everyone that was healthy would be there the next day, including my sister. My sister and I made up, and we had a beautiful wedding.
Okay, so it worked.
Okay, so they did come around. She gave her maid of honor speech and everything. So the sister was also the maid of honor. The one
The
that...
sister that was like, I'm leaving?
Yes. Bro.
That doesn't sound like a sister that you want to have as your maid of honor if she's like, yeah, I'm going to leave.
Absolutely. This is...
I'm going to leave.
God.
That date doesn't work for me or mom, so I'm just going to head out.
But a year later, I can't help thinking that I was the a-hole.
Wait, what?
I know.
A year late. I've been ruminating on this for a year.
Update, I was finally able to tell them what really happened, and now everyone understands. OP, I also want to explain, I have a learning disability, and it's hard for me to write these things out. Fragrant Macaroon 847, which I don't know.
Fragrant fellow.
I don't know if that's a Fragrant Fellow reference, but I love it. Says, I'd say you're not an a-hole. However, you weren't trying to make everyone happy. You were trying to placate your mother-in-law, which is a great point. Your mother-in-law and husband, if he lets her disrespect you the way she does, are the actual a-holes. You have control over your life, not her.
That's honestly good advice. That's good advice.
That is great advice. Yeah, it seems like
It's just a really hard place to be in because it's like you want to make your mom happy. You want to make your partner's mom happy. And when they're both at each other's throats, like it's like an immovable object with an immovable or an unmovable force or whatever that saying is. It's like they're button heads and you can't please anyone.
Exactly. And to be clear, I'm about to double check this. Okay, for a second, I was under the impression, I got this wrong. I was under the impression that OP and her now husband were living with the mother-in-law and hosting the wedding at the mother-in-law's house, which is why she was so controlling. They had their own house and were hosting the wedding there.
At their own house. So
At
it
their
wasn't the
own house.
mother-in-law's house.
It wasn't the mother-in-law's house. So the mother-in-law was just being a control, like,
She was just being controlling.
and to be clear, that if the mother-in-law was hosting it there, that does not give her the right
no.
to be as controlling as she was. But it's even more insanely egregious how her behavior was, considering that it wasn't even
Why
hosted
do
in her house.
mother-in-laws turn crazy when you add the in-law?
Like, what is the deal?
What is the deal?
Truly, because you would think most people, I guess most people that get married and have kids become mother-in-laws.
Yeah.
Most people are pretty chill, but they be going crazy.
They go crazy.
They go crazy.
Hey, some people have crazy mother-in-laws.
It happens.
We
But
hope it doesn't happen to you.
that's true. So OP, a-hole or not?
Not a-hole.
Mother-in-law and sister, a-hole or not?
A little bit a-hole on the sister and very a-hole on the mother-in-law.
I would say also very a-hole on the sister because of the stress of your own sister
Yeah.
and maid of honor saying.
And the fact that it's your maid of honor. Okay, I will upgrade. I think I
Yeah.
was just a little bit. I was just saying like a little. No,
Be too soft.
Both a-holes.
Yeah.
I'm going
There we
full
go.
on a-hole chain. Choo.
Absolutely.
Would I be the a-hole if I told my younger sister's fiance that she lied about my older sister when they met?
If you're telling the truth about a liar, I feel like you're just telling the truth.
Ain't that the rub?
That's the truth.
So, OK Arm 3826 says, my older sister, K, female 32, my younger sister, J, female 28, and my younger sister's fiance, Matt, male 32. We have just found out the characters in this tragic play.
God, is it tragic?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ominous play.
Ominous play.
Kay and Matt met at work about 2.5 to 3 years ago. He was hired in as a consultant at her company on a few months' assignment. They became close, but nothing happened because they probably didn't think it was professional. I think both, or I know that my sister at least, was hoping that it would develop to something more when his assignment was completed. Kay is a very shy and private person, but even with that, she couldn't stop talking about Matt to Jay and me. When she turned 30, we encouraged her to invite him with the rest of her close friends from work. She was very hesitant and panicked at first, but then she thought, yeah, why not? His assignment was almost done anyway. Matt and Jay met at the party. 6 months later, Jay told us that she and Matt are a couple. This devastated Kay, and I knew that even if she held herself together and pretended to be happy for them. I almost made her confess her heartbreak to me because I couldn't just let her hurt alone without any support. Kay said that after her birthday, Matt changed towards her and was even a bit angry. Then when he left, he stopped talking to her altogether. Kay said that she probably misinterpreted his interest in her. I know that she's still heartbroken heartbroken about it. Matt was assigned with their company some more times again, and it was awkward at first, but eventually they were friends again. Now he's a part of the family. Kay never showed that she's hurt.
I'm a little confused. Can you give me a
Yes.
TLDR?
I can. So TLDR, Kay and Matt worked together, and over the course of a couple years, they were getting a little flirty together, but they didn't want to start anything because professionalism. OP was like, hey, you talk so highly of Matt, you should bring him over to a party so we can all meet him.
OP's trying to play matchmaker with
Yes.
Kay and Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so brings him over to a party. At that party, OP and the younger sister, Jay, both meet Matt. And then a couple months later, Jay, younger sister, is dating Matt.
Oh, so basically the people that OP was trying to set up, that didn't happen, but the people that she was not expecting did.
Yes.
But hey, I mean, can you blame him?
Well, we also found out that Matt started behaving very coldly towards Kay.
Why?
We don't know. Now, I found out that Jay told Matt that Kay had a boyfriend at that birthday party.
Wait, Kay had a boyfriend?
Jay told Matt.
Jay told Matt.
Younger sister Jay told Matt that
Kay had a
boyfriend.
So younger sister is trying to sabotage.
Did sabotage. Because then she got together. Effectively sabotage.
Wow.
A saboteur. Matt is very handsome and lovely, and Jay basically wanted him. Matt was shocked at first because he was hoping for something more, but he probably just thought that he too misinterpreted Kay's interest in him. He is very shy too. After the party, he probably decided to cut his losses and not pursue Kay. Jay, however, kept contacting him, asking him out, being supportive. First, he refused, but then they started dating. How do I know all that? Jay's roommate spilled the beans to me, thinking I knew everything.
Jay's playing dirty little tricks.
Dirty little tricks.
Dirty little tricks that we will not stand for.
No, we'll sit for them.
We'll sit and we'll read
And
about
we'll be
them
angry.
and we'll judge.
And we'll judge you. Right from our studio.
But Sophia, can you not judge me for this? I have to leave.
No! Riley's not even here.
Riley!
It'll just be me alone in the studio. Okay. I am closer to Jay than Kay. Matt has now proposed to Jay. What's up with these quick proposals? How long has this been? I feel
Can't wait.
people just can't wait. They're too
They
speedy.
think they can't have sex before marriage.
Someone's got to tell them.
Someone's gotta let them know.
I feel sick because I want to tell Matt what happens so he makes an informed decision. Marriage is not a game. At the same time, he and Jay seem to be perfect for each other and the love is genuine. Maybe he was interested in Kay, yes, but obviously it wasn't that deep. Also, Kay, I want to tell her, but she seems okay with the relationship too. She made it clear that Matt and Jay obviously were meant to be or it wouldn't have happened, but I want to tell. Would I be the a-hole if I told everyone what happened? Ooh, oh, that's tricky, man. I feel like you would be stirring the pot if you did tell.
You like to cook.
If you like to cook, like maybe this is a case of, I think this is a case of ignorance. It might be a case of ignorance is bliss because Kay right now is like seems to be okay with what's going on and everyone seems to be happy. However, Jay did lie, like did start this relationship on a lie. So that's probably also not good. Kay and Matt were kind of having a thing and they were flirting and stuff. And then Jay told Matt that Kay had a boyfriend. And so Matt completely dropped Kay and started dating Jay. Yeah, after she pursued him for like a while.
Yeah, because honestly, I would say you are stirring the pot, but think about Kay. Kay may be thinking, what happened?
Yeah.
Why did he choose her instead of me?
Yeah.
And then her whole life she would think that.
I think
you were keeping this is something you take to the grave or you tell the truth. You let not really your business. This will come up eventually.
I think maybe tell Kay first. I don't know. Yeah,
don't do it in front of everyone. If you do it in front of everyone, you're looking for trouble.
That's a big
What do these
pot
comments
stir.
have to say?
I don't know. Because I don't know what to do right now. Z Eldepin says, wow, sister is something. She certainly didn't consider anyone else when she made her decisions back then. I would probably say something so he can make an informed decision, but be prepared for the backlash. Okay, so they're saying go for it, but pot will be stirred, which I think, that is true. OP says, the thing is, Jay and Matt are great together. He and Kay are so much alike. Yes, both shy and introverted and very calm, but Jay is a social butterfly. And he even said that she has taken him out of his shell. So I don't know. My only only thought is I would have wanted to know. But if I tell, I am ready for the backlash. Okay, so OP's going for it seems like. Cursed18 says, you should tell. Jay stole Matt's choice from him. Everything they have built is based on a lie. She didn't just tell that lie once. She told it repeatedly. She faked sympathy and comfort for him. She manufactured the entire origins of the relationship. If Jay has deceived him in this way, I guarantee she has deceived him in others. Her behavior was foul and selfish. She didn't care who she hurt as long as she got what she wanted. How many other times has she hurt him to get what she wants? If Matt and Jay's love is real, they will get over it. If it's not, and I don't see how it can be when it's built on sand, please let this man have the opportunity to escape before Jay tricks him into marriage. Yeah, she did lie at the beginning of this relationship and not only like hurt her sister, but
not on a solid
just,
foundation.
Yeah, lied to her potential fiance.
Because down the line, whenever at some point when the relationship is not in a good place or a happy place, what is she going to revert to? Is she going to revert back to these habits of telling lies?
Telling lies to get her way?
Yeah.
Very selfish.
She got what she wanted by lying.
Mm-hmm.
At what cost will she do this at?
Yeah. Clearly doesn't care about her family. It's only like, it only matters if she gets what she wants. And OP says, there's zero chance that Matt and Kay would be together, and that's not the point either. I want my big sister's heart to heal and Matt to make an informed decision. Cursed818 says, I literally didn't mention Kay once. Matt deserves to know before he marries a woman who is happy to lie to him to get what she wants. There's no conceivable way he and Kay would ever be together now. But Matt deserves to know the kind of woman he is about to marry based on a lie. OP says, yeah, I know. I read and agreed with your comment. I just wanted to add that this isn't about Kay and Matt being together either, in case some people wonder if that's my goal.
Yeah, that felt like it low-key to me.
What?
Like, oh, Kay and Matt get together.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that, but I think other
I was going to
Redditors-
ask that question, like, is there still a shot?
Yeah, I think the way that Matt treated Kay after finding out about the boyfriend probably ruined any of that because he was super cold to her. Little bit funny, 21 says, no, I don't think anyone does. The goal is to make sure Matt is aware of what kind of a person Jay is. That was a huge betrayal. Judgment, not the a-hole, tell Matt. So everyone is on board for telling Matt. There is an update. So
Do you tell Matt first or Kay first?
I would have told Kay first because she's in this scenario, my sister. I think it's a right decision to tell Matt. I would tell him in private and be like, hey, this happened. Just wanted to let you know. I found this out.
How long has Jay and Matt been together again? 2.5 years ago.
About 2.5 years ago.
Okay, so that's old news.
Yeah.
Jay, Matt, and Kay are old news.
That's true.
But
yes.
I don't think it pertains to Kay
That's
anymore.
true. That does make sense. Yeah. I mean, Kay's over, it seems like. I guess, yeah, I think the main thing is they're about to get married or, getting married soon, letting Matt know, hey, I found this out.
And Jay, how does she feel about all this? Does she have any guilt or have we heard anything from her?
We don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, we just know that because the roommate told OP that this is what happened.
That's really suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Jay has no feelings towards this and doesn't think that she's wrong at all,
yeah,
get out of there, Matt.
Get out of there. Yeah. So, update. 5 days later. So, yesterday, I did it. I know many here advised me to keep out of it, but I chose to go with my guts. Honestly, I've been very angry with Jay, and basically, I thought it was time that she learned the consequences of her actions. If her and Matt's relationship is strong and real, then nothing would come between them. If it isn't, then I did the right thing. Most importantly, I did right by Kay. I used the opportunity that I introduced my girlfriend to my family yesterday. Mom teased Kay about being the only one left. I asked loudly, I can't believe that it had been 4 years since Kay had a boyfriend. Oh no.
It starts
not in front of everyone.
In front of everyone.
This is so messy.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
See, this is why I was saying you should tell Kay privately. Because if you're going to do it in front of everyone.
But it's pretty slick how she's pulling
Yeah.
it off. Pretty slick.
She's laying it on.
It's like, it naturally happened. She's like,
can't believe
just the
Kay.
subject's up.
Yeah, since we're talking about it, Kay, what is the exact date that you had a boyfriend? Since her ex went home and pandemic hit, so he couldn't fly back, so he announced his engagement to another woman on Facebook. And that's how Kay knew it was over between them. Wow, Kay has really been through it. Kay's going through it.
What the heck?
Oh.
Wait, can we get a story on that, Kay?
Yeah. Hey, tell us what happened.
That is horrible.
Jay was very nervous and wanted to change the subject, but Matt was shocked over how someone would do this to their girlfriend. I didn't think he really did the math at first, and he didn't react.
Can we get some green flags real quick for Matt? He's
Yeah.
like, that's so horrible
He's
that
like,
that
that's
happened to you.
horrible.
Intrigued.
Say more. I was annoyed, TBH.
Oh, he didn't understand the timeline.
Yeah. Opie's like, oh my God, he's not putting together. And she's like, okay, we're going to go more obvious.
Let me write this out for you,
Yeah,
okay?
let me spell it out. So I insisted, yeah, when she introduced you at her 30th birthday, I really thought she had a crush on you because she never shut up about you. But a few months later, you and Jay got together. I said that it was confusing and surely not only for me, but for the rest of the family. But then again, Jay had done this before and stole Kay's first boyfriend. Jay's freaking messy.
Jay.
Jay is selfish and horrible.
Can't steal people.
You can't steal people.
Why do you not
Stop
want
doing
Kay to be
it.
happy?
Just let Kay have her life. Just let her have one boyfriend.
Yeah.
This was followed by the loudest silence. I knew I went too far this time, but I couldn't control my anger towards Jay, and I wasn't going to sit there and hope Matt would connect the dots himself. That's too dumb for that.
Just give Matt like a day or two and then
Yeah,
it'll all
he'll be
hit
like,
him.
oh my God.
He'll be in the middle of a shower getting done with this 3-in-1
It's
shampoo.
like,
and
Jay
he's like,
lied. Everyone was silent and Jay was looking daggers at me. Matt didn't say anything and Kay was angry too and said that it was a long time ago. Matt and Jay left shortly afterwards and Kay asked me why I would embarrass her. I told her that Jay had lied to Matt about her having a boyfriend at her birthday party 2 years ago, and that's why Matt ghosted her, because he thought she, Kay, was playing him. Kay was shocked, so she didn't know, as I expected. Mom was shocked too. This morning, Kay called. She wanted to know more. She told me that she was very heartbroken for the longest time and confused as to why Matt ghosted her. But now she knows, at least, even though she had hoped that he liked her a bit more to talk to her before ghosting her. I said that I believe she deserved better than him, and she laughed and agreed. Now, I know that I have made the right decision, at least by my sister, which is the more important thing to me right now. I haven't heard from Matt or Jay, so I don't know if they'll stay together or not. All I know was that they were supposed to be on a weekend mini trip to see a venue on the coast, and this trip was canceled because Jay usually shares on her stories and they haven't left town this weekend. I feel saddened, of course, but not sure if I feel guilty. Maybe it will hit me later. I don't know. Based off
Honestly.
of Kay's reaction, it seemed like OP made the right choice. Kay deserves better. Give Kay a boyfriend.
yeah.
Right now.
And the fact that this has happened before,
Twice.
Kay can't be,
Once,
doing this
shame on you. Twice, shame on.
can't put the blame on you.
Yeah.
Fool me 2 times, peace sign, load the chopper, let it rain on you.
Comments. Unlucky You says, you did right by Kay, and that's the part that matters. I agree, Matt is kind of a dodo and not worth it. He could have just teased and asked Kay, hey, I heard you have a boyfriend. Why are you hiding him? This could have all been cleared up by simple communication.
If he
So
really
true.
wanted it, he would have got
He
it.
would have been like, what's up with that? You didn't even try. Also, Jay is clearly a menace. I'd be careful around her if I were you. Pride of Cape Town says, agreed on both counts. OP did the right thing, and Matt the Dumbo should have used his words and spoken to Kay before getting cozy with a lying, backstabbing witch of a sister. Speaking of whom, $5 she's gonna claim to be pregnant in the next update. Then, of course, a miscarriage.
Dude.
She's a liar.
Predators, man.
Yeah, they have so many other like, this is gonna happen, and then she's gonna kill someone.
What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, bet. I think,
How much and what?
okay, $20.
$20.
Jay and Matt get a breakup.
Okay. I'm going to put 10.
10.
And then that $15, Matt reaches out to Kay.
Okay.
My prediction.
All right. Update. Yes, Matt broke up with Jay.
Boom,
I
20,
win.
give me 15.
20. What?
Who's paying?
How do you get 15?
I put 10.
Oh, on Matt breaking up with Jay.
Yeah, you put
Okay.
20.
Someone pays.
I
Someone
still
give
got
us money.
I put a parlay down.
Got you. And Jay's angry with me, but she thinks that it was an innocent comment. Matt, however, wrote Kay a text. Someone give Riley $10.
15.
15. Oh, 15.
Get
Sorry.
your math
I'm
right.
sorry.
I don't know. Actually, I think I might get doubled that or something. I don't know. Anyways,
Matt, however, wrote Kay a text explaining everything, so now everyone knows that way. Kay and Mom knew already, but they acted like they only heard it from Matt. Still, Jay is angry with me and has unfollowed me everywhere, saying I ruined her happiness. I texted her that if her relationship was real, it would have survived an innocent comment like the one I made. Kate called me and she said that Matt has apologized and explained everything to her. She has forgiven him, although she said there was nothing to forgive, really, since she truly believes that things weren't meant to be. They are staying friends, however, and they're very close friends. Jay called Kay a witch.
What? Kay's just catching strands.
Kay
over here.
didn't do
What the
anything.
heck? Kay just,
Kay
told
had
the
her
truth
boyfriend stolen.
twice.
And her almost boyfriend stolen.
And the ex-boyfriend was not treated good to her.
Yeah.
She's 0 for 3, dude.
Come on, leave her out of it. And blocked her everywhere and wrote a nasty comment about her on Instagram that she was a man stealer, then unfollowed her.
Look in the
Hypocrite!
mirror.
Hypocrite! Oh my God. She sucks. Jay, you're the worst. Go to therapy because you suck. My mom is very distraught now, but I think she will survive. I will survive too, and I still have no feelings of guilt about what I did. I'm starting to think that I really did do the right thing, and I'm proud of myself for it. As Kay said, things that are meant to be happen. And that, my friends, is the end of our story.
OP did that beautifully.
Yeah, I think OP actually handled it because I was worried about the public stuff, but I think OP did it slyly enough that, I mean, it was obvious, but it was sly enough that she has plausible deniability. Yeah. And Kay seemed okay with it after she learned what happened or why OP did it.
Yeah, Jay was going to respond that way either
Jay
way.
sucks, so we don't really care about Jay.
Yeah, whatever. To Jay.
Yeah, it seems like everyone else was chill with how OP approached it, so,
Here's my question.
what's your question?
If OP didn't do this, Kay got another boyfriend, what do you think Jay would have done?
Jay drops Matt
And
goes takes her boyfriend.
I
Yeah.
think that would have happened too.
I think they needed to expose Jay's manipulations, and I think honestly maybe going no contact. I mean, Jay's forcibly going no contact with them, but I think on their side going no contact for a little bit is smart because it's clearly unhealthy for Kay to have a relationship with Jay.
Yeah, calling her out on her BS.
Yeah, well
is
they
what it
did.
is. I
and
don't
she
think
went-
I don't
she-
think about the no contact thing. I think they open, but I'm
Well,
glad that they called him out.
I mean no contact in that like take a break from Jay. Jay is enforcing no contact on her end because she's blocking them.
I just don't agree with the no contact thing.
Like you don't. What do you mean?
Like, I still think they could be in contact. They probably won't because it's a bad fallout.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying don't ever talk to her. I'm just saying, like, for right now, maybe take a break from Jay because she's a drama queen.
Oh, I see your point. My friend's mother ruined his wedding. Now she's demanding that we pay for it.
Hey, pay up.
I caught up with a good friend recently, and we reminisced about his ridiculous mother of the groom's situation at the wedding we both went to a number of years ago. Thought it might be worth telling it here. By the way, this comes from Chris Tubel Gold on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So about 7 years ago, I, 23 female at the time, had just completed my master's degree and was working in my first real job.
Hey, we love real jobs.
Our master's was a fairly small program, and we were a pretty close group. Most of us continued to be close friends once we were working. One of my friends, 30 male, had done the program after a career change, so he was a bit older than most of us. He was engaged at the time of our studies, but he was in a long-distance relationship with his fiancée, 28 female, who was working in Europe. We were in Australia. We finally met her towards the end of the program when she joined him in Australia. We all got along well, and towards the end of our studies, they all gave us a save the date for their wedding the following year. So about a year's notice, which would be in Malaysia. As she was from Europe and he was from Australia, they decided to get married in Asia as it would be cheaper, and given so many people would have to travel anyways, they could make a vacation out of it. All right.
Making the best out of the situation.
For a lot of us in our early 20s, this was probably one of the first weddings we went to, and we were all excited to make a trip out of it. We were, of course, broke uni students, so a friend of mine said he didn't want to pressure us to take our leave and spend our money if we couldn't make it work, but we were all keen to it. As the wedding neared, we had all booked the cheapest flights that stopped at a million other cities and budgeted hotels. The groom contacted everyone who was coming, not a big wedding, to say a thank you, as they would be paying for the hotel for the wedding night for everyone and organizing transportation to and from the venue, as it was in a location that was a bit remote.
Oh, that's a
Very
real
thoughtful.
That's a real W out of the it was the bride and groom, right? That
Yep.
were doing that.
Out of the groom's pocket.
That's a real W for the groom.
We all thought this was lovely and thanked him. He and his fiance also made it clear that they would not want gifts. They wanted a big celebration with all of their family and friends because soon they would be relocating overseas and it would be the last chance to have everyone together.
Hey, last chance. Got to take advantage of it.
Most of us arrived to the location of the wedding about 2 days before. That night, we were all having dinner by the beach when the groom introduced us to his mother. We had never met her before, but the groom had insinuated now and then that his fiance didn't get along that well with his mother.
Oh, no.
I didn't think too much of it. She seemed nice, but a fairly loud personality. But whatever, nothing too annoying. We were all taking photos at dinner, and she made a few Karen-like comments about us. Young people, always with our cameras, etc. But we mostly smiled and brushed it off. The wedding day was a very different story. The wedding was very relaxed, beach wedding in the afternoon, followed by a reception with local seafood with tables on the beach. The bride wore a beautiful beachy white dress and no shoes, and the groom wore chinos and a white linen shirt. So very relaxed, not formal at all.
But honestly, that sounds like the best way to do a beach wedding.
Oh, yeah,
They're
dude.
crushing the beach wedding.
It's just a vibe.
Yeah.
Mother of the groom turns up wearing a full Chinese kepi style dress in a very pale pink, almost white, holding a matching fan and wearing a headdress. Please note, this woman is as Caucasian as they come. She looked absolutely ridiculous. She proceeded to walk up to her son before the ceremony started and have people take 1 million photos of her in her Chinese imperial dress with him, as if the occasion was all about her and him.
That's,
Hey, yo.
I mean, it's not, that's weird.
Eventually, someone had to escort her to sit down as they wanted to start the ceremony, and the bride was about to walk in. It was all so awkward. It was a fun night, but throughout the night, his mother would constantly try to take the limelight. They weren't having speeches, but she did an impromptu speech and spoke only about how much of a wonderful baby, boy, and adult he is, and how his fiance was so lucky to meet him. We were all horrified that this was even his mother, as he is such a relaxed, down-to-earth guy. Can definitely understand, though, why his fiance preferred to stay in Europe for so long. The following day, we all had a few farewell breakfasts at the hotel before everyone headed on their way, either home or to other destinations. There were a few sore heads from what had been a great night drinking and dancing on the beach.
The lively festivities.
The groom's mother proceeded to walk around with an envelope and casually places it on our table. She proceeds to tell us that this wedding has cost the bride and groom a lot of money and that we should offer to pay for the hotel room they booked for us and to help pay for the wedding. She left the envelope with us and said she would be back to collect it. And we want to collect you every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
That's right.
When we go live.
Just press our profile.
What the heck? Dude, I think she's just trying to get a little bit of money. She knows that they already paid for it. She's like, hey, just pay this and I'll give it to them, blah, 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 blah.
Well, why is she trying to get money out of like all these broke college students? Like, what's the point of that? Like, you already know that they don't have a lot of money to spare.
They were able to get a flight and they got their master's degree. They got money. What are you talking about?
Not yet.
No, they got their money.
You got to use the master's degree to get the money later. They literally said at the beginning that they're like, we are relatively broke university students. Like, this is cool for us.
Yeah. We were so uncomfortable. The truth was, we would have been more than happy to pay for our own way. But we had now budgeted around this part of being paid for. And we also knowing our friend, knew he would be horrified to know his mother was doing this. We scraped together the cash we had on us, which honestly wasn't a whole lot, and put it in the envelope. She collected it and barely said thanks. It was all about 20 minutes before we had to leave. To this day, I actually don't know if she even gave them the money. She was such an intense character. I think she just wanted control.
Yeah,
what the heck?
That sounds accurate to me. It's like, It's not helicopter parenting, but it's like,
I need my way or the highway.
You don't like he just got married, and it's like that's a huge, I guess, step in like becoming an adult or a fully like independent, I guess, person from your the family you grew up with. And so she's like, well, I'm always going to be the one who's actually in charge. So I'm going to make everyone give us money. But it's really just me that's getting the money.
Yeah, what the heck, dude? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sometimes parents just do whack stuff, you know?
I bet she kept the money. Had to.
She probably did. She needed it after she bought that Chinese dress.
She needed her funding, but that's the end of that story.
That is the end of that story.
Am I the a-hole dropping out of a wedding party due to ex-boyfriend being invited? Do you bring your ex-boyfriend everywhere?
Ooh. I feel like off title, I think you should still go.
Well, this comes from, we'll see. This comes from Working Log 4677, who says, I, 25 female, dated a boy, Ronald, 4 years ago. To sum up what could be its own Reddit post, he was extremely abusive, and I was finally diagnosed with PTSD about a year ago. And
in that case, he should be uninvited.
Exactly. What? Yeah. What? An important note is that I did not leave the relationship cleanly. Toward the end of the relationship, a mutual friend named Alex was giving me advice on how to fix my wreck of a relationship with Ronald. That conversation turned into spicy texting for a few days prior to me officially breaking it off with Ronald. When I broke up with him, I told him everything. I am aware I cheated and am the a-hole for how I ended my previous relationship.
That is a messy situation.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That sucks.
When we broke up, Ronald took my phone and screenshotted some of the messages Alex and I sent to each other. Ronald took those screenshots, sent them to Alex and Ronald's mutual friends, one being Trad. Alex and Trad are best friends. So basically,
it's Trad. Is that a name?
That's a name.
I've
Trad.
Never heard that name in my life.
Trad. Good old Trad. You know Trad.
Good old Trad. You've heard of Chad. You've heard of Brad, but have you heard of Trad?
The ultimate ad.
Yeah.
Ad name. So basically, Ronald blew it up in OP's whole friend group, essentially, outing OP as a cheater to everybody, or for cheating or spicy texting in front of everyone.
Also, TLDR.
It's already changed.
Alex and I dated for 3 years before then getting married 6 months ago. So now they're married. In between my breakup with Ronald and marrying Alex, I befriended Trad's soon-to-be wife, Carly, and she was a bridesmaid in our wedding.
Are there not different friends? How is everyone so tied together?
Everyone must marry everyone.
That's crazy.
That's the rule. It must be. When Ronald and I broke up, Trad insisted on staying neutral in our breakup. Despite being neutral, he did completely listen to Ronald's side of the story, but never wanted to hear my side of the story due to it being done and over with. Remember, OP was also in a abusive relationship
that she has PTSD from.
Literally. Prior to Carly and Trad becoming engaged, we knew Trad was proposing. I had brought up that I was worried about Ronald being at the wedding due to my fear of him. I, at one point, even tried to get a restraining order against him, but he appealed it with a lawyer, and I was defending myself due to not knowing that he had a lawyer. Carly told me that he wasn't even on the list she had started putting together due to her never even meeting him and him and Trad not being that close. That later changed.
Why?
Hopefully we'll at least get figured out why soon. And I once again expressed I was worried and told Carly I may not be able to be in the wedding if he was there due to the very likely possibility of me having a panic attack and a setback. I want to make it clear I never once asked them to choose between me or him because I recognize that was not fair. The only thing that may be stepping over the line was I suggested myself being a ceremony-only guest and Ronald being a reception-only guest. My thought process with this was so that we could both be included in a safe way, which to me, if that's merely a suggestion, I mean, OP's trying to problem solve.
I feel like OP is making an angel move here.
Exactly.
Where it's
this is an angel move. Unnecessary.
She is, I feel entitled to be like, I do not want, I just don't think you should invite this person to the wedding. But she's recognizing, all right, they have their own friendship and whatever. And even though this person has been terrible to me, I recognize that I can't control everything in people's perceptions. So she's offering all these solutions. Literally, she's just like, I'm like, here are the 3 options. If he's going to the whole wedding, then I probably won't go. But if you want both of us to be there, maybe it's like, you know, we switch off wedding versus reception. I feel like that is the best solution possible and super empathetic.
Yeah. And also, I was trying to see, because I wasn't 100% sure, do Carly and Trad even know the full story of their history and the abuse that Ronald did?
It does not. I don't think OP has had the opportunity to talk about her side of the story, at least to Trad. And I don't think to Carly either.
Yeah, like if Trad is still befriending, and like if I had it from a source, like I would not be wanting to continue a relationship with Ronald the way that he is, like listening to Ronald's story but not OP's. And
I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so down to invite Ronald, especially because it's not like a close friend of his.
Yeah. That's true. But OP continues. I did, though, express my concerns on multiple occasions and was very open about communication. Carly was aware of all the trauma I had experienced in the relationship.
And still was okay with inviting Ronald? That seems whack.
Yeah, that seems super whack. Which, if Carly knows, Trad has to know. There's unless OP was like explicitly like, don't tell Trad, which maybe we'll see in a second. And when I brought up my concerns, she seemed very understanding and said we would make it work. She did not make it work, and I got cut out of a lot of things quickly but passively when I eventually dropped out. When Carly and Trad did get engaged, I said yes to being in their wedding party, and my fiance Alex did as well. At this time, we knew Ronald was most likely invited, but not in the wedding party. And to be clear, that's like, hey, he's attending the wedding, but he's not a groomsman. He's not a bride's, not a groomsman or bridesmaid. Yeah. People in the actual ceremony itself, which is like a lot more interaction and dinners and things like that. Though, due to the multiple conversations, I thought maybe they had figured something out. About 10 months before their wedding, I got my official PTSD diagnosis from the relationship. At that point, I dropped out of the wedding and decided to be a guest due to knowing I could not handle the ceremony. So Opie is at this point still going to the wedding. So probably will see Ronald, but she's not in the wedding party with much deeper, closer time and interaction spent together. I was hesitant about attending the ceremony, but told myself I would push through because they were some of my closest friends and I wanted to be there for them. Are they being there for you?
It doesn't sound like. I mean, if they're not hearing your side of the story, are they really caring about you?
Exactly. Trad literally, from all the context we have, like Trad said, "Oh, I want to stay neutral," but then went and heard Ronald's side of the story and never sat down to hear OP's side of the story. This is super whack. This is massively whack. It sounds like maybe OP is an angel and OP is giving them way more breaks and grace than they deserve at all.
Yeah. Which is very obvious from how she's been talking about this situation where it's like, this person did so much wrong to me, but I'm okay with them attending some of the wedding. I just don't. The only reason I can't is because I might have a setback and a panic attack.
Literally, like OP's probably doing, OP just said they just got diagnosed with PTSD. That is the tip of the iceberg of the therapy and whatever else work that OP's been going through.
Just starting the process.
Literally. And to have to be confronted with that again, and the fact that Trad and Carly are okay with this is insane. As the wedding got closer, I was having more frequent meltdowns that heavily increased when we got the official confirmation that Ronald had RSVP'd. Yes. Due to my husband Alex's worry about my mental state, he decided that he would be leaving after the ceremony with me. He immediately informed the couple and let them know. This was 2 months before the wedding. My husband then got a very angry text from Trad. Screw Trad. Like, die in a dumpster, Trad. With a lot of very disrespectful words said about myself and husband and I's relationship. It was clear that Trad was very ignorant to my PTSD and assaults and emotional abuse that Carly knew about.
Why wouldn't Carly share that? Maybe she felt like it was not her place to share, potentially.
Yeah,
if we're looking at her as the angel.
Maybe Trad is actually unaware. I mean, it was already off rip an a-hole move to listen to Ronald's side and not hers if he's quote unquote staying neutral. At least if you're staying neutral,
you
then
need to know
don't
both sides.
You either need to get to both sides. You're a hypocrite and a liar at this point. At best, my husband Alex did set Trad straight, and he pulled back a bit, but told us that we should have said something sooner, which we did. We just didn't know that husband would need to drop out until we got closer to the wedding. If we had known sooner, we would have said so sooner. They were trying to accommodate you this whole time, even though it was like not their responsibility or duty given everything that OP's been through. We ended up having a phone conversation with them where they told me that due to my mental health, they think it's best that I not come. Because they care about me and don't want to put me in that situation.
That is...
No.
I feel that is the worst thing that
they're picking Ronald.
And it's kind of like meaningless. It's kind of meaningless. It's like, hey, like it's basically like inviting your friend to jump off a building without a parachute and saying like, hey, the only way that you can come to our party is if you jump off the building without a parachute, but like totally understand if you can't do that. Better for you just not to come.
Or like firing someone.
Ooh, I'm gone.
Oh,
did you say that's? But were you about to say something nice to me?
That's good.
Thanks.
But you can't see me, so it doesn't count.
Let's get you wanna we can have a little slight discussion and get some ice packs for you. Yes,
but I feel it. What is essentially happening here is they're like, hey, I know we're putting you in danger, so just don't come.
Literally, versus being like, hey, we will like
let us try to make this environment comfortable for you.
Yeah,
by removing a person that is bad, that you shouldn't even be friends with in the first place.
Like, do you really think that having someone like Ronald, who has done all of the things to OP, is going to be good for the wedding? Are you kidding me? I'm just trying to twist it. I'm firing you so you can explore other options because I care about you so much.
That actually is a very that is the same vibe. That is the same vibe.
That is what's happening here.
I want you to or like breaking up with someone. It's like, I don't want to tie you down. Like, you deserve to explore all kinds of people. That's why we can't be together.
Exactly. This is stupid. I hate. Honestly, here's a question. No contact with the whole friend group. I think this whole friend group is
wackadoodle.
Is whack. Alex, it seems obviously their relationship started in a bad place, but just to put context in there, OP was, trying to get out of this bad in the midst. I think it was a week or whatever, trying to get out of the bad, not to excuse it, trying to get out of this bad relationship and probably in a very emotionally vulnerable space to a person who was before the spicy texting, emotionally trying to help her work through it. So that's not to necessarily excuse or not excuse the spicy texting before the official end of the relationship. But
I think if I'm looking at this story, the only bad move that OP did was the spicy text before the end of the relationship. I feel like everything else has been pretty above board.
And honestly, I think everything has a certain weight in context. Yes, it's absolutely not a good move. You want to have as much you don't want to have some crazy person like Ronald have anything to hold over you. Yeah. But what Ronald and everyone else I think is doing much worse, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. But is that the end of the story?
The cameras have cooled down, but the story is just heating up.
Let's go.
So,
nice.
Damn, John got a very nice. I just got good.
I was gonna say it was very good, but then my camera was off.
True. They also told Alex that they understand if he was unable to attend, but they wanted him there. I hate these people. I hate these people. I hate them.
Yeah, it's super condescending. It's like, of course we want you to be there, but again, if you're not going to jump off the building with no parachute, like that's the only way they're going to be able to make it happen. You're not doing any accommodations for anyone.
Zero. They told my husband to at least be like, "Oh yeah, we're terrible."
Yeah.
At least be.
By
upfront.
the way, F you. Like that would be better.
Yes,
that would be better.
They told my husband to think about it, but stated they knew who he would choose. We were told there would be no hard feelings. Flash forward 2 weeks, and my husband has officially dropped out completely. Neither one of us will be going to the wedding. Thank God they don't deserve it. We are devastated. I cannot express how many tears I have cried. Poor OP just wants to be a good friend and has gone through all of this and is still trying to be supportive and still feels for the friendship.
Yeah.
My God. A week later, we see that Carly has unfriended us on Facebook. There you go. As well as everyone associated with us. She deleted me off of Snapchat. She has cut us out of her life without saying a word to us. I can handle if she does not want to be my friend anymore, but I would have thought after 4 years of friendship and all the dreams we discussed about being in each other's weddings and having babies together, she would have at least told us. But guess what, OP? She's gone. Tyler's gone.
Honestly, good. Like, drop her. Good
you don't
riddance. Need this. You need a new friend group.
I think OP is still in the.
If none of your friends are standing up for what's right, were they even your friends to begin with?
And I think OP is starting to take the first steps out of the reality distortion fields, you know.
And I think there's something like an important takeaway here where there's like two kinds of friends. There's friends by convenience and friends by values.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people have friends by convenience where it's like, oh, you know, they live next to me, or I happen to go to high school with them.
Yep.
But I think as you get older, you start to make more friendships by values, where like my closest friendships are people like halfway around the world, because we're friendships by values, not by convenience. And actually, it's not a convenient friendship, but we still make the time to like be with each other. And these like OP's friends seems like just friendships out of convenience. And now she's finally realizing, because a tough situation came up, wow, these people do not share the values that I have at all. And it sucks to come to that realization, but just know that these were never your real friends.
Yep.
You're only realizing it now.
That's
Very
right.
good point.
See?
Thanks, Sophia.
Look at that, Sophia. Giving her brother props. I don't object. I'm crushed that it all ended like this. I worry about my husband's friendship with Trad. Worry about it continuing. I feel awful that my husband can't go to the wedding because of me. I'm so mad at myself that I can't just be okay for a day. Am I the a-hole? OP is just someone who is hurt. And honestly, I wonder, this might be more psychologist hat than I should be putting on, but I wonder if she still feels guilty of the spicy texting and is like trying to be the best person all around that she can be, the angel in all areas that she can be.
I feel like she probably does carry that guilt.
Yeah.
And there's probably a need to just like forgive yourself for that.
100%. I think, again, in context of everything, like different actions have different weights. And I think in context of like Carly and Trad lying to your face that everything's okay and cutting you out of your life, siding with your abuser instead of you, good freaking riddance. But OP's just still trying to be the angel and is still like feeling bad for stuff that Sophie says the trash took itself out. It really did. Threw some legs and walked out. You can never trust a Trad. Are you kidding me?
I knew from the moment I heard that name.
That's right.
No parent that loves their child names them Trad.
That's true.
Unless they're part of the OK
Trad
fam.
killed my mother.
Trad, no. Triad, yes. I'm good with Triad. Put an I in that.
Triathlon.
That's a great name. Are there any kids named Marathon?
Have to be.
Mary.
That's kind of a cool name.
Marathon?
What if their name was Mary and then last name?
Marathon.
No, Thong.
Mary-a-thon.
Would it be Thong? Marathon.
Classic sibling rivalry. But there is an edit. And just to be super duper clear, is OP the a-hole?
No.
Oh, no.
No, I do
And
not
no.
think so at all.
Unanimous.
I think if anything, OP is the angel.
Yes,
in
I
this
agree.
situation.
I agree. OP is the angel. So, edit number 1. Trad, I believe, is still friends with my husband. Why is the husband still friends with him? He did not ghost us on social media. Only Carly did. Trad and Alex have not talked, though, since he officially dropped out. They didn't talk every day to begin with, though. Alex has not reached out yet, as he is waiting till after the wedding to let some of the tension pass. Why does Alex want to?
Yeah.
Like-
I would take a page of the last story and just be like that backup boyfriend that's just there signing off, right? And be like, oh, you don't like my girl? Well, I don't like you.
There's the door.
There's the door.
I am the ever-present boyfriend. Edit number 2.
Omnipresent boyfriend. Omniscience. I know all.
I did not make this clear, but I did not attempt to get the restraining order to ice the ex out of the wedding. Like
Ice him.
ice. I attempted to get it about 6 months after breaking up due to living in the same town. Myself living by myself and him knowing where I worked and lived. I was scared that he would hurt me. It would have been null by the time the wedding came around. I brought it up to show I am so scared of him. I attempted to get a restraining order, which bride and groom knew. Bride told me that she heard Ronald talking about it over Xbox when I was talking to her about my abuse. So story closed. And to just confirm, Trad and Carly were both basically fully aware the majority of the time of Ronald's abuse in the relationship.
And they just did not care.
And they did not care. Not only did they did not care, they took Ronald's side.
Which just shows they
took
were not your friends.
Never
They were not your
friends to begin with.
Yeah, wow. What trash people.
Ay, caramba.
Trash.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't think OP's the a-hole at all. And I think this is a very like the question that we asked at the beginning of this episode is like, when is it appropriate to like dip out of a wedding? I feel in this case, or uninvite. Well, I think in this case, it's like they uninvited the wrong person, or they created the circumstances to prioritize the wrong person's attendance at the wedding. And I think like that goes for any kind of situation where two people can't be in the same room. It's like you just kind of have to balance who is more hurt by this, like this presence, and try to, I mean, if it's equal hurt, try to accommodate them both. I think this happens a lot when you're friends with two people and they break up, and it's like you kind of have to maybe make space for them both, which is what they didn't even do that. And this wasn't even a breakup. Like the thing that I was just talking about, that's a breakup where there is no abuse.
Yeah, a typical like non-abusive, just like quote unquote standard breakup things, and there's probably a little bit on both sides. But
in a standard breakup thing, like the thing that you do is you're like, oh, like this person can come to this thing and this person can come to this thing. Like you kind of split time.
Yeah,
and they didn't even do that. Knowing the abuse, they didn't even do that. That's like the minimum. They
100% sided with Ronald the abuser and lied to OP's face and tried to look like the good guy and the angel when they were the devil.
Incredibly whack.
Yep.
Incredibly whack.
Yep.
But that's where that story ends.
That's it. But with that, I think that's a rap-a-doodle-doo.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.